Shalom, shalom to the bride of Christ worldwide, and God bless you. Good evening. Welcome to the last, should I call it the final day of our Children's Week. Yes, it has been glorious. From Monday, we started streaming the Children's Week program, and Wednesday, we went live with several activities as regarding our Children's Week, celebrating children all over the globe. And we had children participating from all over Nigeria and even outside Nigeria, different parts of the world. It has been a great, great blessing, a great time for us here at the Bride Assembly Church. Every year like this, the church creates the opportunity for children to be celebrated and, of course, for them to be recognized, giving that recognition that they are part of this kingdom of Christ. And that is why here in Bride Assembly, we take a whole week celebrating our children, because they are indeed a blessing given to us by God, our Lord Jesus Christ. All right, so we want to welcome you to this very important part of the program, which will be something that will educate us. And so if you're listening to me right now, tell somebody to tell another person that the Children's Week is still on and this is the final day. And we have a very interesting program for you this evening, and it's going to be a blessing to both your families and any family that you can invite to be part of today. It's still our Children's Week celebration, and today is dedicated to speak directly to parents and children on several matters and several issues as regarding health and security and the rest of it. So please, if you're watching us right now, tell your family members. You can put a call to them to be tuned to Bright TV. They can join us even on Zoom and hear what we have for them, and it's going to be a blessing to their lives. I'm Pastor Gabriel Onijaka. I'm not alone in the studio. I have with us here in the studio beloved teacher, one of the teachers in the Bright Kids Church, Teacher Grace Ezebune. Good to see you.
Shalom everybody, it's so wonderful once again to be here in the studio, and such a wonderful time from the very beginning of the Children's Week till this moment. We've all been seeing the emotions, the fun, and the children also, and we also, the teachers, we've been learning a lot, and then our Lord Jesus Christ has been helping us even till this very moment, and we are grateful for where we are, and we are thankful that we are right here, and everybody, nobody is left out, even till this period that we are still celebrating our children. We have this special moment.
That's right.
Which I believe that everybody connected will be able to get one or two things that they can apply in their families as parents, and also the children can also learn to become better. So.
All right, God bless you all. Well, you're welcome once again. It is still the Children's Week, the annual Children's Week of the Bride Assembly Church, and we're celebrating our children, and it's been wonderful. Well, we're not alone. We still have 3 other teachers who are just behind stage there, part of this program. Teacher Ayozie Chibuzo, Teacher Chinedu Okoro, and Teacher David Silva. God bless you. All right, it promises to be a blessing today. We have 2 guests, actually. 2 guests. We have one guest physically present here with us, and another guest who is online, virtually. She's joining us on Zoom. And right here in the studio with us is Dr. Anjorin.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm delighted to be here. I'm glad.
Thank you.
Thank you for making it thoughtful to get a medical personnel to be able to speak during your Children's Week. Yeah, I think it's really important. And the topic you've chosen, it's an important topic, especially with rising technology now, what children are exposed to and online. So I believe this is the right time there's no better time than to speak about this. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And we also have our sister Ibukun. She's joining us online via Zoom. Sister Ibukun is on Zoom joining us virtually for this very interesting moment to talk about health. Or while we're getting across to Sister Ibukun, Dr. Anjorin Oluwaseyi is a graduate of the Lagos State University College of Medicine in Ikeja, Lagos. He is married and blessed with a child. He currently works as a pediatrician in the Lagos State General Hospital. He is passionate about delivering high quality care to children and adolescents with expertise in non-national health or non-national care and child health. Dr. Anjorin is committed to improving the well-being of young patients. He has developed a keen interest in addressing the unique health needs of children and adolescents. When not practicing medicine, Dr. Anjorin enjoys watching movies and, finding inspiration and relaxing with what he can find in the cinema, the world of cinema. And that is Dr. Anjorin. So it's nice to meet you again, sir.
Thank you very much.
We're glad to know that this is your field. I was saying backstage that we have two doctors today. One is a pediatrician, the other is a children pastor.
No, physically, we have the doctor taking care of them physically. And then spiritual well-being.
Hallelujah.
So, yeah.
All right, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
All right, so we have Mrs. Ibukun joining us from Abuja, Teacher Grace.
Okay, shalom, ma. It's so wonderful to see you here. We are so happy to see you, ma. Dr. Ibukun from Abuja. Can you hear me?
Okay, we're not able to hear over here. Let's confirm that we can hear so that we can get audio, then we move ahead. Sister Ibukun is joining us all the way from Abuja.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Perfect.
Can you hear me?
Perfect,
Yes.
we can hear you now.
Good, shalom, 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 shalom.
God bless you.
Bless you.
It's nice being part of this event.
Amen.
I so desire I actually have the time to come live. Maybe by the mercy of God, there will be better opportunity for that.
Amen.
I want to appreciate the wonderful teachers, Pastor Gabriel, his team, and I want to wish the children happy Children's Weekend 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, ma. God bless you. Yeah, we have something about Mrs. Ibukun. Yes, so Mrs. Ibukun, God bless you, ma. We're glad that we have you joining us in the program today. Okay, and it's going to be a great one, and we're sure you're going to be blessed. So stay tuned. When we come back from this very short break, we'll dive into the topic and then allow our guests give us all they have. That will be a blessing to you that is watching us at home. We'll be right back. And before we come back, make sure you have everybody seated and let them be connected, because this is going to be a blessing to you and your family. We'll be right back. God bless you.
Notre TV is not at all.
today, sing unto the Lord. We are officially starting our eviction. Today we want to start removing people. Okay, calm down, breathe in and breathe out. We are not removing anybody today, but we want to hear you and see how well you are prepared. We don't want to wait again because we don't have time. The month of July is already rounding up. If you are going to come for the Children's Week, we need to hear how prepared you are with your song. So the song you are going to do today is not the one you composed to, it's the one your teacher gave you. So please, liaise with Auntie Grace as she calls out your songs. Be sure that that is the song you have. Not that we are preparing Yahweh Sabaoth and the song you have is Jehovah is your name. That's two different songs though. So please, Auntie Grace, can you call out the songs? Let's know the children that are around. Let's focus on these ones that are here.
Your name, your song title, and the group you are from.
My name is Anjorin. The name of my title of my song is Your Presence. Anjorin.
Put your hands together for her. Put your hands together for her now. She tried, she tried. So you know it now.
Put your hands together for her now. Are you jealous? Clap now. Thank you.
Parents and children, and I've just been told that Taraba Church is online, also joining us on Zoom. You're connected, you're welcome. Gombe Church too should be joining, and the rest of us who have been following since the beginning of the program, and the children in Greece and Finland, Canada, and Spain, yes, Nancy, and the rest of you. We're sure you'll be part of this program. All right, God bless you all. You're welcome back, Teacher Grace.
Okay, so we'll also be listening to our mommy, our sister Ibukun Toyin Ochugo. She hails from Kogi State. She's a resident in Abuja. She currently stays in Abuja, and she's married and blessed with children. She's a public servant with over 16 years experience in security and strategic matters.
Wow.
So we'll be getting a lot of value from every word she will be saying, certainly. She's also passionate about gender and children's security, which is an integral part of national security. She's a PhD student in security and strategic studies from Taraba State University, Kefi, here in Nigeria. So we'll be listening from our beloved mommy, and I hope everybody is ready to get value from her as she speaks.
God bless you, ma. You're welcome. We're excited to have you here in the studio with us. All right, let's come down to Doctor, who will be speaking to us first. Dr. Anjorin Luasheyi. Back in the studio, we're just offline. We're asking you say you have expertise in neonatal care.
Yes.
And I was wondering what that was, because so sounding...
Okay. The word neonatal comes from the word, or from the mother word neonates.
Okay.
Let me say neonatal is a mother. Neonate is a baby. Okay. So neonates are referred to babies delivered. Let's say they deliver a baby now, a newborn baby, up till 28 days of life. Those are the people we call, not 30 days, or 30 days make a month. 20, from 0 hour to 28 days of life. Those are the people we refer to as neonates.
Wow. Wow. You have expertise in that area. So certainly we're going to have great value from the program today. And our topic is children's safety and awareness. We're looking at health, security, and advocacy in today's world. So over to you, Doctor. How would you look at today's world? What are the things that, parents and children out there need to know? I know it's a very vast one, but, just go with the way you have, what you have prepared to bless us with.
Okay. There's a lot parents need to know, as well as children, adolescents, teenagers as well. We're in a world with rising technology. So with rising technology, children are exposed to lots of content online. Lots of content online. You will even see way younger children with phone.
That's true.
Yes. Right. Yes. So I believe it's not even everyone that should have access to some contents. And we have to move with the demand of how the world is going. I believe there should be supervision for all of these stuffs that children are exposed to, what they face. So that's the reason for this topic.
Yes, please. Yes. Okay, so we have a slide from you. We'd like you to just take your time and let parents be blessed and the children also be blessed by your wealth of knowledge.
Okay, thank you. So we'll be discussing children's safety and awareness, health, security, and advocacy in today's world. I will be speaking on the health part of this topic, health and advocacy part of the topic. So I have an outline with me, introduction and why it matters. I will be talking about the reason why we are talking about this topic. Why is it crucial now? Why is it important? I'll be defining some key terms. And then the areas I want to focus on, I'll be talking on the safe health practices that we should encourage children, adolescents to engage in. We'll be talking about reproductive health of boys and girls. And then hygiene, we'll be talking about hygiene as well. Hygiene generally for children up to about 17, 18 years. We'll be talking about mental health. Mental health is really, really important now because compared to the past, where you say you have some issues, you have some challenges, they will be like, what are you talking about? In my own days, it's not like that and all of that. But now, children are coming up with depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, some psychotic disorders, anxiety disorders, lots of mental health issues.
True.
So it's really important that we address that now.
Wow. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay, so children need to be aware about their health and safety in today's digital age. With advancing technology, children and adolescents, they are exposed to a variety of information. Just like I've mentioned earlier, there are lots of contents online which need to be regulated. If you look at Facebook, they have terms how is it called?
Terms and conditions.
Is it terms and conditions they call it? Yes, something like terms.
Yeah.
So you need to read their terms. Then if you are okay with it, then you follow through. So the same way, parents also need to moderate some of the things that children are engaging, children are exposed to. So we'll be talking about that, which if they are not well supervised, they can have some bad effects on their health, not just their physical health, on their social and their mental well-being. So that's the reason for this topic.
Wow.
Please, can you go to the next slide? So I'll be defining safety, security. What does safety, security mean? It means the condition of being protected from or unlikely to cause danger, risk, or injury. So it's not just you causing harm. You may also be at risk of being harmed. That's the meaning of safety. You want to protect someone from being harmed. We also want to ensure that you also do not harm another person. So awareness simply means you have the knowledge, you have perception about a situation, a fact. Health is physical, emotional well-being associated with normal human functioning. Basically, people just define health as absence of disease, but it's not just that. Because if you are talking about disease, you are looking at the physical aspects, but health encompasses all, just like body, spirit, and soul. So you also have the physical, the mental, the economic impact of health, the emotional impact of health. So what's advocacy? It's when you speak up for something. That's the meaning of advocacy. You are speaking up, you are recommending, you are supporting an argument. That's the meaning of advocacy, an idea, a policy by individuals, or it may be a group of people to be able to influence some certain decisions in economic institutions, social institutions, even political institutions. So these are the areas that I will be focusing on today. We'll be talking about safe practices. What are the practices that are considered safe for children? We'll be also giving some tips. We'll be talking about reproductive health as well. Reproductive health of boys and girls. They are, especially as they approach puberty, there are some changes they would notice on their body. They will need someone to talk to, or someone to talk to them. There are questions they have. They are curious about some things. So we want to address some of those things. We'll be talking about hygiene, general hygiene for all children, even up to adolescents. Everybody needs hygiene, even as adults. You see people, what's it called, in the bus, they eat, they don't even wash their hands when they get home. So this hygiene even cuts even up to adult level. You see people just put their hands in water without soap and water, just, or they've eaten now and then the next thing is they are doing another thing. They just dust their hands. So hygiene is really, really important, because hygiene helps to limit disease or prevent disease. They will be talking about mental health as well. So this is a very key topic, sexual abuse and rape. We know how the world is now. There are lots of cases about rape. As a pediatrician, I've seen quite a number of guardians, parents, fathers, mothers have come to the hospital with their children concerning rape case. Most of these sexual abusers that are involved in rape, or that are the offender, let me say, use the word offender, they are usually acquainted with their victims. They are usually acquainted with their victims. So these are people that even the victims would know. It may be the uncle, it may be the brother, it may be a neighbor, it may be the aunts, some people, even siblings.
Siblings?
Yes. Wow. Even siblings. Even siblings. It may not be as common in our environment compared to diaspora and all, but even siblings engage in some of these things that we're talking about. So approximately about 30% of our relatives of the child, people that are the offenders, they are like people that are closely related. Some maybe often be brothers, sisters, fathers. I'm sure you've heard about cases where fathers...
We've seen at least some of them on the news.
Yes, so fathers, I mean, fathers having, not even, well, they are stepfathers, but like the father or real father of the child engaging in abusing some of these children. You understand? Mothers, uncles, cousins. So we have about 60% that are other acquaintances. They may be friends of the family. They may be babysitters. Yes, I'm sure you've heard about cases, maids and all of that, which is why people are so careful now. Some may be neighbors, some are strangers. And the strangers, they are approximately about 10%. If you look at the estimate, about 10% are strangers, are people that the child is not known to, does not know. So in about 1/3 of the cases, the perpetrator is also a minor. So a child is a victim, the perpetrator, the offender is also a victim in about 1/3 of the case. So what is important what should parents emphasize on? Parents need to maintain personal boundaries for children. Personal boundaries. It's not everywhere they should go to. You need to monitor your child. They should have freedom, but you need to also monitor whatever they are going, where they are going to. You need to monitor where they are going to. You need to monitor what they are engaged in, not just socially, not just online, where you allow them go to. Some of these people will go to a neighbor's house, help me collect this from a neighbor. They go and watch TV in a neighbor's place, and and from there, you just notice that something has happened. So this is how all of these things usually start. You cannot, as a parent, you cannot be too relaxed about where your child go to. It really needs to be monitored.
So that you're always vigilant.
Yes, you have that. Thank you for the word. Vigilance is key. Vigilance is key.
Wow.
Vigilance is key. Because some of these people, even after this act, some of them have unplanned pregnancy. Some of them are prone to infections. You know, like we said, about 10% are people that the child does not know. So for someone you don't know, you don't even know whatever disease, infection the person is carrying. There are some sexually transmitted infections that the person may just contract. And some of these parents, they do not even go to a hospital after these incidents happen. That's what they are supposed to do first, hospital. Many of them are after police, especially in Nigeria now. I'll be speaking about Nigerian audience. They should first arrest the perpetrator. I know that's important, but the deed has been done. What is important is the health of your child. That's what you should focus on first. Then you can now talk about arresting the victim, the offender rather. You understand? So many people come late because in a hospital now, when you come, some will say, I noticed or I suspected that my child has been molested and all of that. Okay, as a doctor, you would examine the child. And then many of these people, they will say they've even baited for the child. You're not supposed to do that. Because why are you bringing the child to the hospital? It's to collect evidence, it's to also run some tests for the child. But many of this evidence won't be found on the victims again because they've had bait for the child. Some are even coming 3-4 days after.
So there should be a prompt response?
Yes, it should be immediately. It should be immediately. There are some tests, there are some things you can, some samples you can take from the baby, especially sperm. You can take you can say, this can point to the fact that there is actually someone that probably molested this child. But many people come late. Many people, in the hospital now, there are medications that they give people that have been molested. Best within 72 hours. Best within 24 hours, but can still cover up to 72 hours. That's 3 days, but best within 24 hours. So for people, we give them HIV post-exposure prophylaxis, just to protect them against HIV, which they use for about 28 days. But many people come after 3 days, which they will no longer be able to have this thing to be able to assess that.
Wow.
So I'll be talking about online safety. I believe my other colleague online I'll just glance through this, would speak clearly on this. So for parents now, you need to establish clear limits on screen time. There needs to be a gauge on the screen time. Even babies that they are less than a year old babies now, they are giving them phone, this thing, tablet, all these baby shark doodle and whatever to watch. You understand? But ideally, what is recommended is that any child less than 2 should actually not even be exposed to screen. You understand? But for those that are the older children that needs to be exposed to screen, there needs to be a number of hours. There should be limits on what they are able to watch. So you need to establish clear limits on the screen time and discuss what activities are allowed online, so that you'll be able to create safe digital space for these children. You need to educate them on protecting personal information. It's not everybody they just give out their information to. Some people will even have their house address online, Facebook, and all of that. They will just come and I'm sure you've heard about cases where they kidnap people, even from someone messaging them from Facebook. Yeah, so that's how people get all of this access. Install security software on devices. Some people even have security cameras in their homes. You understand? And consider child-friendly browsers. So there are some, yes. For instance, if there's something called YouTube Kid for kids specifically, so there are some search contents they won't be able to search and all of that. So you need to, so that they'll be able to filter out inappropriate contents, use parental controls, set up two-factor authentication, and other built-in privacy settings on apps and devices to add layers of security. So regularly check your child's browser history and online activity. We know that privacy, or let me say now, they are clamoring for autonomy and all of that. Like, okay, let's allow them be free and all of that, but you still need to be able to monitor whatever they are doing, because safety is the priority, not, okay, my child is 14 years, he has a mind of his own, let me leave him to do whatever he's doing. Next slide, please. So before you share photos or personal update, they should consider if the information is private and who, excuse me please, might see the information. Remind your children, your words, that the people they meet online may not be who they claim to be. We are in a very, how would I use the word now? Let me use the word, evil word now. At least for a father to be sleeping with the daughter, you already know what level of evil we are talking about. So we are in an evil world. So you need to let them know that, okay, this person online, smiling with you and all of that, may not really be who he or she is claiming to be. Teach them to recognize and avoid clicking on suspicious links. There are all sorts of suspicious links online now, even pop-ups or anything that seems to be too good to be true. There are people that click links and then they hack their phones and all of that. So use strong, unique passwords, and those will be good safety measure for their accounts. Let them know they can talk to a trusted adult. Let them feel safe with you. Let them open up to you. Have an open. It's a child that you've established a relationship with that will be able to discuss certain things with you. If you do not have a good relationship, honestly, even the child would feel better talking to you. Would see children that are even closer to their teachers than their parents. So you need to build that trust in them. Please, next slide, please. So I'll be talking about preventable illnesses and injuries that are common cause of admission. Preventable illnesses and injuries, they are common cause of admission and death in children. It's a global epidemic. We're talking about preventable illnesses and injuries. When I talk about preventable illnesses now, I'm saying I'm talking about illnesses that you can prevent. Like let me use the Nigerian layman language that they will say prevention is better than cure. That's the way it is. So prevention anyway is better than cure, because by the time you are going for a cure, you'll be spending more money, more time, lots of efforts.
True.
So why not prevent something that you would even need little energy to achieve rather than cure? You understand? So there are millions of families that lose children to preventable illnesses and injuries every year all around the world. There are quite a number. Wow. Yes, a lot of them. So too many families don't have access to the right information. What matters in the age we are now is information. What will distinguish you from another person is information. What will distinguish, of course, maybe Dangote, they have access to some other things, but they also have some information. Yeah, so information is very vital in today's world. So, they need resources to keep their kids safe from tragedies such as drownings, car crashes, fires, and falls. The reason I'll be talking about this particular one is because in the hospital there are cases of people that drown. It's children. I've seen quite a few. There's a child last year or so, I think last year or this year, a 2-year-old thereabout, that fell in a well. Fell in a well. They were looking for the child and they just found the child in a well. The well was not properly covered and all of that. So you need to really monitor your children. And in most cases, if it's a child, at that age you can't swim, or it's even a well. Even if you can't swim, how do you want to come out of a well? You're a child, you understand? So these are preventable deaths that people should avoid. Then, of course, we want to talk to especially the adolescents about illicit drug use. Illicit drug use, it can mess with your psyche. Many people come down with mental health illness just because of the result of illicit drug use. Cocaine, cannabis, heroin, and a whole lot of them. Even tramadol, they are codeine. They are frequently abused. And in the environment we are, I don't know about diaspora, but in the environment we are, many of these things are readily available. Just go to some of these malams. They sell these things in their shop. All these malams with kiosk, they sell all of these things.
Wow.
You understand? They sell these things, so they have access to. Well, we want to protect our children from knowing that, okay, these drugs, so these things, they are not safe for you. You understand? Which is why you need to monitor the friends that your children keep. Because your child may not even be the, but if your child has a friend that frequents a malam that probably buys all of these things, it's just a matter of time before the person also engages in those acts. So many of these things have been illicit drug use, smoking, alcohol. They have been linked to many diseases like lung cancer, heart attack, stroke. Lung cancer, heart attack, and stroke. So these are things we can prevent. If you have a wound, they can also prevent it from healing. Smoking, I'm talking about smoking and alcohol now. They can prevent your wound from healing. You can just be nursing a wound for a very long time and it won't heal. So there are also some people they call secondary smoker. You are not the one smoking, but you are staying beside or you are around the person that is smoking. You're also inhaling the smoke.
But that's very harmful.
So you are...
What about those of us who are walking on the road and
I'm not talking about you just walking past within 2 seconds, but there are people that sit with them. People that smoke. You are also likely to come down with many of these illnesses. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So another tip I will be talking about is taking children to hospital early whenever they are ill. Whenever they are ill, taking children to hospital early is paramount. Because in Nigeria that we are now, well, maybe because of the poverty level, for some people it's not poverty level, it's ignorance. For some people, let me say some parents are not responsible. For some people it's not even ignorance, it's not poverty. There are parents that are not responsible. Wow. So, because when it comes to health, time is key. Time is key. Delaying 15 minutes, 20 minutes can make a whole lot of difference. Yes, there are lots of children they'll bring to the hospital and you'll be like, why didn't you come early and all of that? Like, it's already too late. So delay can be dangerous. We want to ensure that you bring your children for regular health, or we want to encourage you to take your children to the hospital.
Regular checkup.
Yes, not just when they are ill. It's not until they are ill. Regular checkup. Regular checkup. Regular checkup. You want to do... As a father, as a parent, you should know your children's blood group. You see many parents that will come with their child 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. They don't even know their blood group. They don't know their blood group. There are some people we are discovering around 5 years, 6 years. That's when they know they are sickle cell anemia. I'm sure you've heard about sickle cell anemia. Yes. So many of these parents, they may not be educationally, how do I say it now? They are illiterates. So many, I love you, and then we got married, and then they gave birth to a child with sickle cell, which would start becoming, what's it called now? A problem. Because for you to take care of a sickle cell,
a lot of emotional, a lot of financial.
Yes, it's a whole lot of effort to be able to take care of sickle cell. Of course, there are sickle cells that are living well. All of that still boils down to how well they check their health, how well they take care of their cells. But many of these parents do not know this, so you are just finding out that they have a child with sickle cell. By the time you check the second child or the third child, you also see 1 or 2 of those people too are also sickle cell. So for a mother or for a parent that are from educationally disadvantaged and then poverty home, and then you having to take care of 2 children that are sickle cell, you know that's a lot of problems it's going to cause for you.
That's true.
It's going to take your money, your time, and eventually some of these children, because of neglect, they will eventually pass away. Because if a parent doesn't have money to maybe food the hospital bill and all of that, that's usually what becomes of the children. So prevention is better than cure. For children, we also want to encourage parents, take your children for regular immunization. Take your children for regular immunization. In Nigeria, the immunization is for those that are newborn up to about 5 years. Of course, there are some immunizations that are not part of the routine immunization that they give in government hospitals that you need to procure. For instance, mumps, measles, rubella, also varicella, chickenpox is not part of the routine vaccine. You have to pay for it. You have to procure it privately. Next slide, please.
Okay.
Next slide.
Can we have the next slide?
Okay, so I want to talk about burn and fire prevention. Why do I want to talk about burn? Because burn is a major thing that we also see in the hospital. Children having burn injury. There's something they call scald injury. Injury with hot objects, either hot liquid. Some people falling inside soups. I don't know if you heard about that. Yes, soup, hot soups.
Hot kettle.
Yeah, not like you can say something you are in hot soup, but this person is actually falling in hot soup. So some people falling into hot soup, hot water, kettle. You hear all sorts of many injuries that children sustain. So as parents, you need to really be vigilant. You need to be vigilant. You need to teach your children never to play with matches, lighters, fireworks. December is coming now, where they go and buy banger for everybody. Come and do not knock out. You see people with injury with knockout. I don't know if you've heard about them before as well. Yeah. So you also, depending on the maturity level of your child, it may be reasonable to use the items with the supervision of an adult. For those that are able to, that you feel can use matches, lighters. For the older children, you need to supervise them if they need to use it.
But what of, excuse me, what of toddlers?
No, toddlers.
They are always moving around.
That's why many of those things, you need to keep them away from the reach of children. You are not supposed to keep your lighter where your 2-year-old will be able to take care of, because children are very sharp now. They will just do like this. Especially those that you even see parents that are smoking, that have all of this lighter at home, and then the child is just doing like, he already knows how the parents do it, and then it sustains injury from there. So you need to teach older children how to cook safely. Teach them never to leave the kitchen while they are using the stove or oven. Don't forget that the #1 cause of home fire is unattended cooking. I quickly went to do this, and before you know it, problem has started.
Unattended cooking.
Yes, problem has started. So I quickly went to, it may not even take up to 2 minutes. There's an issue already. So instruct teens to use oven mitts. They need to use, there's something they call that people wear in their hair. Yeah, so they should wear that if they need to. If there's a need for them to remove any items from the oven or stove. Teach them how to use the microwave safely. Next slide, please.
Can we have next slide?
Okay, so this is just a picture of babies with burn injury. This one looks like it's scald injury, like hot objects. Look at the one on the right with the swollen. We call it a blebs. They are much more serious burn injury because of how do I say it now? You know, I need to be careful with the kind of picture I put here. So because of the audience, yes,
the second picture looks like that from hot oil. Because I've gotten something like that.
Usually when people have any hot injury, hot oil, hot soup, hot whatever, kettle, whatever, that's the one on the right, usually like that. So you have some more burns that babies with first degree, second degree, third degree injury. Third degree injury that they may never even recover. It's already giving them a scar for life. It's giving them a scar for, yes, people can have burns and then you probably would have seen people that have burns and then they are already scarred for life.
Wow.
So parents, please let's ensure that our children are safe, please. Next slide, please. So you need to teach younger children to stay at least 3 feet away from your cooking space. Keep hot foods and liquids away from the edge of your counters and tables. The person talking about safety would probably also talk more about this, but I'm saying this because of burns, which also concerns me as a health professional. So that's why I'm talking about this. Unplug, keep safe irons, unplug them. Any electrical appliance, especially the hot ones, please keep them safe after use. Then these appliances can become very hot and they can take a long time to cool. Before you know it, you already saw your child there, you already sustained an injury. So don't leave these appliances unattended when not in use. Make sure to turn off and unplug appliances when you are not using them. Avoid lighters that look like toys. Children will play with anything. There are some lighters in any form.
Look like toys.
Yes, they will think it's a toy and then there's fire already. Yeah, so keep devices with button batteries. Those, you know the ones they call button batteries? Those small batteries in not the long ones, or the very circular ones. Yes. So, yes, babies can dismantle some of these. You know, some of even their toys even come with many of these button batteries. They can put it in their mouth. It's very common. It's a very common injury in their ear. Yes, I'm still going to talk about ingestion of foreign body. Wow. So they can put these things in their ear, in their mouth. they can put it in their nose. Those are the 3 portals where they can put it. Those are the portals in the body, the mouth, ear, and the nose. So as doctors, we usually have babies that come down with all of these. Many of them we're able to remove. Many of them you may need to send to ENT specialists. Yes, so...
That sounds like operation room.
Well, not necessarily, but they need to give them anesthesia. Because children, they will not be calm for you to even remove it. If it's an adult, so they may need to sedate them, give them anesthesia for them to be able to remove many of these items. So when swallowed, the child's saliva can trigger an electrical current which can cause a severe chemical burn in the esophagus. So if a child swallows a button battery, just take the child to the hospital right away. We have people that come 2-3 days after, but thankfully, many of them are usually fine. We're able to remove them. For those we are unable to probably take out the foreign body, we refer them to ENT doctors, ear, nose, and throat doctors that will be able to do that. So an important, please go back to the previous slide. An important thing for parents to know is do not induce vomiting. Do not let them eat or drink anything. Parents seem to make lots of mistakes about this. When things like this happen, they want to put their hand in their mouth to make sure they vomit, or they give them palm oil. That's
the traditional way.
Palm oil is the commonest thing people, grandmothers, parents, this or neighbors, they say go and give the person palm oil. They have lots of palm oil at home. Go and give the person palm oil. So palm oil is not, please do not do that as parents. Please do not give them palm oil. Because by the time you give them palm oil, this palm oil can enter the channel where the baby breathes. You are trying to make the child maybe vomit the stuff, but this palm oil can enter the lungs, and then they have something they call aspiration pneumonitis, chemical pneumonitis. They start having difficulty in breathing, cough, and many issues. Many children die, or let me say some children die as a result of this. So please, next slide, please. Prevention of falls. It's important that kids have the freedom to be creative and push their limits. However, they should wear helmets. If they need to ride bike, if they need to ride scooter and all of that, let them wear helmet, please. Let them wear helmet so that they will prevent head injury. If they have head injury now, they are coming to the hospital. You understand? So we don't want our children to have head injury. So please let them wear helmets. You should also talk to them about appropriate play behaviors. You need to be moderate. You won't see your child doing it and then and just be looking at him.
He's a child.
He's a child. There's something no, don't do that. This thing, you fall down. Even if they are small, they can still understand some of these things. So we know some play can be physical, but it's important to know when and where it's appropriate. Ensure wet floors are dried as soon as possible. Even adults can sleep in the bathroom, and then there are many people that have died as a result of that. Not to mention children. If you're a child, you sleep now, head injury. Some of them can go into coma, convulsion, and many other issues as a result of head injury. So remove sharp objects and obstacles from the floor, toys, clothes. Those are things that can make children fall. So you need to, once you see a child has dismantled everything, as often as possible, you need to quickly pack them, gather everything. Yes. So these falls, they can cause sprains, they can cause strains. Some of them can have fracture of the bone. They can have cuts, injuries on their body as a result of falls. Please, next slide, please. So foreign objects in the hair, nose, and mouth, that's what we discussed earlier. So kids love to explore. They love to explore. When they find something new, what do? Usually they will put it in their mouth. And that's the first thing they will do. So that's the first thing they will do. Electronic devices, they are getting smaller now. You have button, but very small button batteries. So they are getting slimmer, slicker, and many of these things, they are appealing to children because many of their toys have all of these button batteries. Many of the toys are even spoiled. So they can easily remove the battery there. So there are many remote controls. There are small calculator watches, flameless candles, thermometers. Even the one they put in this thing is usually those button batteries that they have. So musical greeting cards. So kids love to pick them up. They will play with them and take them apart. You understand? Then any loose batteries, just keep them locked away, or put a piece of duct tape over the controller to prevent small children from accessing the battery. Beads, toys, erasers, earrings, they are common things children do play with. As a pediatrician, as a doctor, these 4 categories of things are the things I've seen children come with in the hospital as foreign body in the mouth. Beads, number 1. Beads, that is the commonest thing. Beads. It may be from the mother's, what's it called? Is it neck chain or whatever? Yes, beads. Beads is very common. Earrings, piece of erasers, piece of crayons that are broken, and all of that. So if you suspect that your child has swallowed anything, go to the nearest hospital, like I advised earlier. Next slide, please. So this is just, if you look at the picture, you would see that's a child. The one on the left, that's a piece of earring in the ear. So many of these things, when they even come to the hospital, it has really entered the ear canal that even you that you are not an ENT doctor, you need to refer to an ENT doctor, because it's already past where your power reach. Let me use that. Where your power reach. So look at the one on the right. That's a foreign body in the nose. Usually it's beads that you see. If you look at that one in the nose very very closely, you see it's a bead. Next slide, please. So always store. This one is very 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 important. Overdose of medications / ingestion of corrosive substances. Corrosive substances, you need to store them away. Example of corrosive substance that we are talking about is insecticide, fleets, sprays, all of those things. Store them in a locked cabinet, in a high shelf that is out of reach of children. I'm discussing this topic even though it's under safety, because as a doctor, I also see children that have come down with ingestion of corrosive substance. That's why it concerns me, you understand? So you need to keep all of these things locked away. Make sure that the lids are tightly secured when the product is not in use. Do not keep them in handbags or purses where children can access them. You come back from work, you just keep your handbag down and all of that. Usually just quickly manage and put it in the right place. You say, you do it later, let me first rest and all of that. So dispose them appropriately after use. Never put or transfer corrosive substance into other containers. You see people putting hypo and all of that in Coke container. If a child sees Coke, what does he want to do now? Especially if the color is looking like that of even a Coke, maybe engine oil. Maybe engine oil, and he's looking like, this is Coke. Let me enjoy myself. Let me take Coke. You understand? So that's how these children come to have all of this injury. So ingestion of corrosive substance is very crucial, is very critical, and we don't want our children to come down with things like this. Keep all of these things locked in their original containers with clear labels, very high up. Keep medicines out of reach of children. I'm sure if you buy a drug now, a medication, they will write it there. Keep medicines out of. That thing is not for fun, though. That thing is there for a reason. Keep out of reach of children. Keep out of it, because there are some drugs that if you take in overdose, it can have very bad effects on even adults, not to talk of children. Keep medicines out of reach of children. This one, people always, you always see parents that are, will I use the word careless enough for their children to, they will just pour the old medication, hypo, this one, all of that, this kerosene. I've seen people with kerosene. Please, next slide, please. So it is a medical emergency. It can affect the GI tract. That's where the stomach and all of that. It can be life-threatening. It needs immediate attention. When you see a child with drooling of saliva, pain, difficulty swallowing, difficulty in breathing, cough, and you suspect there is an injection or anything, you may not even see the container. Please just take the child quickly to the hospital. Do not induce vomiting. This is about the second time I'll be talking about this. Do not give anything by mouth, especially palm oil, because this is the commonest thing in our environment that people do. They give palm oil. Next slide, please. So safety, water safety. So drowning is a cause of death among younger children. When children are swimming, you need to supervise them as an adult. So whether it's in your backyard pool or a lake, you need to teach children to swim with a partner every time. You need to teach children to swim with a partner. Do not allow children to swim alone. Teach your children pool rules such as never playing or swimming near drains or suction outlets. Depending on your child's age and maturity level, stay alert at public pools. Don't assume someone else is watching over your child. I left him in the care of the hands. I left him in the care. You may even leave the child in the care of another child that needs somebody to be watching over. You understand? So we should not make this kind of silly small mistakes, because these small mistakes can cause
terrible damage.
Yes, it can cost someone their life. Next slide, please. So we're talking about reproductive health, reproductive health of boys and girls. We're defining puberty. The normal age range for puberty is about 8 to 13 years in girls and 9 to 14 years in boys. Although this can vary. This can vary. So you can have some people that have delayed puberty and all of that. Puberty is the process of physical and hormonal changes that lead to sexual maturity. So that's where their hormones begin to form. That's when they begin to have some emotions. They are seeing some things in their body. They are curious. What's this, mommy? What's this? You even see some very curious children that will ask, mommy, how did I come to this earth? You understand? How do you as a parent explain to the child this? How did you come to the world now? How explain how you came? You understand? So so the hormones begin to change, and then they begin to mature, and the ability to reproduce. The body undergoes significant physical and sexual maturation, even emotional maturation as well. It's not uncommon for teenagers to become more curious about sex and sexuality as they develop. Some teenagers might experiment sexually alone or with others. Because the world we are, it's a fast-growing world now, so lots of things are happening. At the age of 5, 6, or let me say at the age of 10, people are already having sex now. People are having sex, 9, even before 10. People are having, in this Nigeria, I'm not talking about diaspora. In this Nigeria, people are having sex at 10.
Wow.
School children now, it's not in several years back when, at least I remember when I was in, I didn't even know what they call, well, I was just going to my school. But now things are much more developed. The world is a global market now. Like things, people are seeing things online. People are seeing things online.
Wow.
So you need to really be careful about this sex. Next slide, please. So, can the person please help me enlarge it a bit?
Can you be bolder?
So I'll be talking about some changes that occur in the body of a male. We'll be starting with the male. The larynx increases in size. The larynx is a voice box. It will increase in size. There is deepening of voice. That's when they start having baritone voice. Yes. So there's increased skeletal muscle development. The muscles begin to form. They begin to have muscles. There is growth of pubic hair. There's growth of pubic hair. They begin to have hair in their armpits, hair in their genital region. They begin to have body hair on their chest, including facial hair. You understand? Then next thing is there is development of testes. Testes, the testes, development of testes. Testes are the two jingling balls. Let me use the word. Permit me to use the. Okay. So testes are the two jingling balls in a male. Yes, reproductive system. And the scrotum is the covering, the sac that covers the two testes. And then the penis begins to enlarge. The glands of the reproductive tract also begin to enlarge. A continuous reproduction of sperm. There is outside of sexual intercourse. They begin to have erection. They begin to have erection. They begin to have discharge of seminal fluid. May also occur. So all of these things we need to. Why is these things happening in my body? Why is this change happening? We need to teach them what's going to happen. Okay, what's the next thing and all of that. So there are general changes in behavior associated with an increased sex drive. So if you look at the age between 10 to 16, they begin to experience all of these things. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So in the females, there is development of breasts. There is widening of the pelvis, the pelvic bone. Then there is growth of pubic hair. They also begin to have pubic hair and armpit hair in their genital region, in their pubic hair. Then there is enlargement of the vagina, the uterus. The uterus is what people call, the layman call womb. That's what they call uterus. So there's enlargement of their uterus. There's maturation of the ovaries. The ovaries are also just like in the male when you have two balls dangling down. In the females too, there are two ovaries on the left and the right side. If you look at the womb, there's a way the womb is, then there's a way it connects, then you have two ovaries. Fallopian tube, for those that did biology in secondary school. No offense to those that didn't do biology. So there's monthly ovulation. They begin to menstruate. There's a position of fat under skin of buttocks and thighs. Then there are general changes in behavior associated with an increased sex drive. Between 10 and 13, they begin to experience all of this. Next slide, please.
So that means between these ages,
Between 10 and 13.
They begin to experience all of these changes.
They begin to see it, and then
on
they
their
are
body.
aware.
Yes, they are
of
aware.
all
And
these
I'm
certain
like,
things that
mommy,
are
what is
occurring.
this? Especially when you start menstruating. Mommy, look at this. I saw this. What is this thing? So you need to tell them, oh, you already, these are the changes that are going on in your body now. These are the things that will happen henceforth and all of that.
So that means the parent needs to also communicate all these things to the children.
Yes, definitely.
I'm sure we have
Yes.
We have questions to ask from there, from the back end.
So what practices do we encourage in puberty? You encourage them to shower, because during puberty there's increased oil production in the body. So they sweat a lot. They sweat a lot. They sweat a lot. So shower daily with mild soap. It's not compulsory to use soap, but if there's need for soap, you use mild. No, okay, that's for showering. I'll be talking about something else. Shower daily with mild soap to wash away sweat and prevent body odor. Then you need to pay attention to areas that are prone to sweating, especially the folds of the.
This is both for boys and girls.
For both boys and girls. Yes, especially in girls, there may be acne. Even boys who can have acne. So the more people pick their face, squeeze their pimples and all of that, it will start causing scarring of their face. I'm sure you see 13, 14-year-olds that have lots of acne on their face and all of that. So these are changes they begin to experience in puberty. For the vaginal and menstrual hygiene, females may notice that there is more vaginal discharge during puberty. This is normal. It's not abnormal for them to notice more vaginal discharge in puberty. You encourage them to change sanitary pads or tampons regularly to prevent odor and infection. Dispose used pads and tampons properly. A normal vaginal discharge is typically clear. The color is usually clear. It may be clear like water. Then it may be white, it may be off-white. And it can be thin or thick. Then sometimes it may have a mild or no of unpleasant odor. These are the things that these are the practices that we're encouraging. Next slide, please. So key hygiene habits for the vaginal menstrual health is that they should shower daily with warm water, with or without mild soap. I'm talking about the vaginal health now, not the body. Vaginal health, they may or may not use soap, but if they need to use a soap, it has to be a mild soap. We have some soaps we call hypoallergenic gentle soap. Example is Dove soap. These are the soaps that are recommended for cleaning the vagina. You see lots of parents that are using, I'm going to talk about this douching. That's introducing some liquids to clean their private area. Avoid harsh detergents, avoid perfumed soaps, avoid feminine deodorant sprays. There are lots of products that people are selling now. I don't want to mention some brand names, but there are lots of brands that are selling some things now. Vagina this, vagina that. I don't know if you've seen.
Vagina wash.
You see like 1 million products for this one for this vagina. You understand? So all of these things can cause irritations. They are not advised to be used.
Not advised.
People will be spraying this one. They want it to be smell. Which smell? It doesn't need all of that. You understand? So it can cause irritations. All of these things can cause irritation. It can cause infections. It can cause some skin issues on the vulva. Next slide, please. So as a parent or as a guardian, what topics should you discuss with your kids, with your wards, concerning menstrual, concerning puberty? You just tell them the puberty changes that occur, which we've discussed, the changes that the boys
10 to 16,
yes,
10 to 13
that boys would experience and the ones that girls would experience. Just tell them this is normal, no need to be worried. These are the things that will start happening now. And then, of course, for the females, you need to be watchful of the opposite gender. It's not like you are scaring them, but you also need to tell them that there are consequences, there are implications of some acts. So you need to tell them contraception practices. Depending on the age of the child, there are some that will not be able to understand this, but depending on the age of the child, there are 10-year-olds that understand contraception, 12-year-olds that understand contraception. They are even teaching them some of these things in school now. Unlike in our own time, everybody shies away from all of this. But in the world now, these topics have to be discussed. Because with or without you, they will get to find out these things. So you need to talk about contraception practices for male and female adolescents. For the males, you need to tell them the common contraception. They use condom. For the females, there are also some things they call emergency contraception. For people that have had sex and they do not want to get pregnant. You understand? There's something they call emergency contraception best within 48 hours. So we as much as we want to teach abstinence is still the best thing.
True.
Yes, that's the best thing. Abstinence. Teach them abstinence. Because by the time you start engaging in this and that, and then you need to start looking for, because when some people engage in something and sexual acts and they don't want their parents to know, so that's when some people will go to unorthodox on this thing to go and abort, and you see all people doing all sorts of things also abort baby, and many of them ends up having infertility. There can be infertility issues from unsafe abortion. You understand? So you need to teach them abstinence, but also discuss the consequences of unsafe sex, unplanned pregnancy. That you can have unplanned pregnancy. You can have sex now without, you can be pregnant. As a result of the pregnancy, you can, for those that want to hide it, they want to conceal it, they can go for abortion in an unorthodox place. There can be also complications like sexually transmitted infections. There are lots of them, HIV, AIDS. We can have hepatitis B and C. And by the way, I even want to talk about hepatitis. Okay, that will be in the older, but there are vaccines they give that we encourage people to get for hepatitis B vaccine. Hepatitis. Many Nigerians have not gotten that vaccine, hepatitis B vaccine, to prevent hepatitis. So talking about sexually transmitted infection, hepatitis C, syphilis, all of these are sexually transmitted infections. Chlamydia. Chlamydia may not be so common, but it's one of the sexually transmitted infections that people do come with, especially females. Gonorrhea, where gonorrhea is widely diseased. You see people with all those loudspeaker, this thing, buy this one for gonorrhea and all of that. So there are some things they call genital.
Are those things safe?
Those herbal mixtures.
No. That's not, if someone has gonorrhea, that's not the treatments for gonorrhea. People just take herbal concoction and all of that for that. So genital herpes, genital warts, and there can be likely infertility, especially from unsafe abortion. There can be infertility. Many of these sexually transmitted infections can also cause infertility if they are not properly treated. Many of them can cause infertility. They can result into deaths, especially for those that go and have abortion in an unsafe place.
So that's why abstinence is still the best.
Abstinence is fantastic. Abstinence is still the best. Still recommended 100%. Thank you. Next slide, please. So although there's no set age to begin talking with your child about reproductive health, establishing a foundation early in life is a good idea. You must have had good relationship with your child so that you'll be able to feel, as parents shouldn't shy away from these topics. You understand? So that you'll be able to, it may be awkward, but it's still important, crucial that we discuss it with our kids. Start by teaching kids to use correct anatomical names for their genitals when they are toddlers. You understand? Oh, this is what it is for a female.
Not to give it a guy name or a different name.
Exactly. So also teach them who should and shouldn't be able to see certain parts of their body. Not everyone should have access to their body. Behaviors that are not okay. There are some behaviors that are not okay, and then what to do if someone is harming them. When they see someone sexually molesting or trying to sexually molest them and all of that, this is what they should do. You need to teach them all of that. You need to tell them, okay, they should make them confide in you. Basically, it's about how they are able to trust you. If they can gain your trust, they will be able to tell you anything. Even their teachers in school, you also need to work with their teachers in school. So all of these things is not just left to, because I'm speaking to parents and even teachers. Their teachers in school, it's not just left to the parents. But when the child leaves school, the rest is now your own to take care of once the child is at home, you understand? So while abstinence is an important topic, it shouldn't be the only topic that you discuss as a parent. So adolescents should have access to comprehensive sexual health information. Don't assume that sex education has been provided in school and that's it. Or that one time talk about puberty is sufficient. You need to keep engaging them in that discourse and all of that. So these conversations, they can be awkward for parents, like I mentioned earlier, for caregivers, but it's better to feel a little bit uncomfortable than for your child to
regret.
Yes, to not have the necessary knowledge to advocate for their child, for their health and safety. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So I'll be talking about vaccination, human papilloma virus vaccine. This vaccine is to prevent a virus they call human papilloma virus. I mentioned in my previous slide, I talked about genital warts. I talked about genital herpes. So there are some infections that are sexually transmitted that they call genital wart and herpes. Initially, I actually put a picture here, but I had to because it may be a bit too graphic since children may be watching and all of that. So, but there is a vaccine they call human papilloma virus vaccine, HPV, which is now in Nigeria. It's available. They give it in health centers, usually in health centers for girls, usually between 9 to 14 years. Of age in Nigeria as part of the National Routine Immunization Program. So it was introduced in October 2023. A single dose vaccine is used, offering lifelong protection. So it's to offer protection against this sexually transmitted infection, which we call genital herpes, genital warts. And then this vaccine, the purpose of this vaccine, the aim of the vaccine is to protect the future of Nigerian girls and prevent cervical cancer. Cervical cancer is common among women. See, it is the third most common cancer in women, cervical cancer. So that's what this vaccine does, is to prevent that cervical cancer. It's to prevent cervical cancer because cervical cancer is common in women of reproductive age and less common in menopausal women, you understand? So that's what this vaccine is very important for parents whose wards have not gotten this vaccine yet. They should just take note and if their children fall within this range, they should ensure that their girls get the vaccine. So it can also prevent vulvar, vaginal, anal, throat cancers, and genital warts. The reason why you are seeing anal, vulvar, throat cancers there is because there are some kind of sex that people are having now. It's not just vaginal sex that people are having now. You understand? So that's why people can have all of these cancers now. With the world we are living in now, there are different forms of sex that people are having. People are having oral sex, people are having anal sex. So they can come down with throat cancers, they can come down with anal cancer. Please, next slide, please.
So for a child who, you said it was introduced from the information?
Yes. 2023. Yes.
So somebody who had not taken that, like, before 2023, I mean, who had gone beyond that age, what happens to that person?
For those that have gone beyond the age,
9 to 14.
Yes. In diaspora, for some people, they can get even up to 26. I believe it's the same in Nigeria, but that's about the best time people should get the 9 to 14 is about the best time. Okay. People, just like I mentioned, if people want to use emergency contraception now, those that don't want to get pregnant, it's best used within 24 hours compared to someone that is using 48 hours, 72 hours. So the protection that it will offer may not exactly be the same.
Okay.
Next slide, please.
All right.
So hygiene cannot be overemphasized. It's very, very important for both boys and girls. So this is the work of parents, guardians, the teachers as well, or anybody in care of that is a caregiver for a child. So there are several factors that affect physical health that will keep us optimized and free from diseases. So we want to encourage children. This now is not just for pubertal ages, boys and girls, for everyone. So we want them to shower daily with mild soap to wash away sweat and prevent body odor, paying attention to areas prone to sweating. I've already mentioned this earlier. Their skin, you want them to use, or you can recommend them mild moisturizer if their skin becomes dry. Example of moisturizer is Vaseline. That's just one example of moisturizer. There are several other moisturizers they sell in the market. So they can dry their body by patting or gently rubbing, especially between your toes, to prevent fungal infection. Between the toes, there are some infections they call tinea infection that can affect the toe. Most of these infections come to place, especially when the spaces between the toes, they are moist. When they are how do I call it now? They are not dry, they are moist, so people can start having fungal infection. So when you have your baths, you also want to encourage them to dry all of those areas. Wow. Yes. So for people that have those fungal infections, they usually use powder and then some tablets and all of that to cure all of that. So hand hygiene is very, very important. There's something they call 5 moments of hand hygiene: before you eat, before you cook, before you eat, after you use the toilet, you need to wash your hands, and then before and after cooking. Then you tell them to wash their hands with clean water, soap and water, not just to quickly put their hand. That's what many adults do. And it's these things that you do that children will copy. Yes, that's how children are. They learn from you. They learn from adults that they see. They learn from people, not just adults, people that they see. What they see you doing is what they will copy. When you're in a bus and then you've eaten and you throw your gala nylon away, that's what the child will see as a normal habit. You understand? So when your child sees you, because you need to practice some of these things so that your child too can have that habit, that's a normal thing they are supposed to do. So hand hygiene is very, very important, because the mouth is one of the gateway into the body. You didn't wash your hands now, and then they're always putting their hand in their mouth. Then from there, illness and infection. Please, next slide, please.
And that's why it's always important to always wash your hands. Immediately you're coming from somewhere, you're entering the house, you wash your hands.
Exactly, before you do any other thing. Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
So mouth care, encourage them to brush their teeth twice in a day, in the morning and before bed. Clean between your teeth with floss. There are dental floss that people use now, not toothpick. Toothpick is things of the old. We are talking about new age now. Dental floss, so that they will remove plaque and food particles, so that they won't have some gum issues and infections. So reduce sugary foods. Sugary foods is not too advised for children, even adults generally. Sugary foods, they are always selling many things in many forms now. You see different drinks in something form, they are selling it all over the place. So you need to reduce all of those things for children. So fizzy drinks, they can help, so that they can help protect your teeth and gums. Hair and finger care. Wash your hair regularly, especially if it becomes oily, to keep it clean. For the boys and for the girls, get regular haircut. Trim to keep your hair clean and tidy. Keep the finger and toenails clean and trim to prevent infection. Deodorant, antiperspirant, they can use them to clean dry armpits to help control body odor, especially for those that sweat a lot. Underwear changes, you should encourage them to change their underwear daily, especially it may be even more frequent for those that are girls, but at least once in a day, at least one underwear a day. For girls, they may even change it more frequently. Next slide, please. So nutrition is important. Nutrition is important. You see lots of children with malnutrition. If you do not feed well, you are not going to grow well. It will give chance for many opportunistic infections to come into the body. For instance, now diabetes, now they call it an immunocompromised state. So I'm not saying nutrition is what causes diabetes, but what I'm saying is nutrition affects the health. It's what you eat. There's a Yoruba adage, I can't say it now because the viewers are not, it's not just Yoruba people that are the viewers. Who is going to interpret it? So nutrition and exercise, they are crucial for children's growth. So you can also encourage children to engage in exercise. You understand, moderate exercise, not something severe. So well-being, it can strengthen their bodies by building strong bones and muscles. It can improve their hearts and lung function. It will help maintain a healthy weight. It will help them have healthy weight. You have babies 1 year that are weighing 4 kg, 5 kg. I'm even talking about babies now, because babies 1 year that are weighing when a 1 year old should be weighing around 10 kg. People have severe malnutrition. So nutrition is important. It's what you've eaten that will carry your brain. That's how Yoruba will say. I've interpreted it in English myself now. It is what you eat, that's what will. Is what a bird eats, that's what will make it fly, something like that. Yes. So nutrition is what you eat that would maintain your body. So it will also boost the cognitive function. Imagine if you've not eaten and they are teaching you in school and all of that. I'm sure you've had instances where you are so famished and you almost feel like fainting. Nothing will enter your head. No book will enter your head. You'll be able to comprehend. So it gives you concentration, memory. It can even affect wound healing. If you have poor nutrition, it can affect wound healing. It can affect lots of things. So encourage them to get adequate sleep. When they come back from school, okay, they can play and all of that, but they should have time for play. There should be limit to the number of hours they play, and then let them get more sleep compared to the play. Some people are playing more than the sleep they are getting. You understand me? So adequate sleep will provide the energy they need for daily activity. If you sleep well, there's a way you feel nourished. There's a way you feel when you've had a good sleep. So this will also help the cognitive, emotional health, physical play, learning. It will strengthen the immune system to also fight off infections. Next slide, please. So about hygiene now, as a parent, you can just start a casual conversation about the importance of hygiene to your child, not just for physical health, but for emotional and social well-being too. You can make it a two-way dialogue. So you ask your child, what do you know about hygiene? How do you take care of how do you brush your teeth? How many times are you supposed to bathe in a day? This one, that one. I will tell you one, no, that's not how it is. So you correct the child and all of that. You understand? So when it will make them express their feelings, their thoughts, and then you should also praise them. You've done well. You understand? You've done well. It's a topic you need to keep emphasizing and discussing with your kids. Next slide, please. So mental health, we'll be talking about mental health. Mental health involves emotional, psychological, and social well-being, influencing how we think, how we feel, and how we act. It is a vital component of overall health, enabling us to cope with stress, maintaining healthy relationships, making with the right choices, and also to be able to contribute to our community. If the mind is ill, the body will not function well. You need a normal mind. You need a good mind for your body to function well. You understand? So there are some things that can trigger some of these issues, the mental health issues that children, adolescents can face, teenagers. One of the common stressors is stress from academic pressure. There may be so much stress from school that you'll be seeing your child behaving in certain ways that the child is not behaving. You need to just pay rapt attention at what could be going on and all of that. Have a conversation with the child. What's going on? Is it the school and all of that? If you have a good relationship, your child will be able to open up to you. Then if you are constantly ignoring or rejecting your child, if your child has one thing to tell you, or leave me, go and meet your father, or leave me, I don't have time for that. You see many parents do that. So if you do that constantly, there's a way it's just programmed in the mind of the child. Like there's no way the child would ever be able to speak, open up to you.
Daddy won't listen.
Yes.
You don't have my time.
Then it will give them the opportunity to speak with others. Maybe they are friends, maybe online. You understand? Maybe if they are Facebook friends, people they meet online, and then from there, many things can go wrong. You understand? So verbal abuse, there are lots of parents that cause their children. Yes. There are lots of parents that cause their children. This one, it will not be well with you. This one, that one, this one, that one. And many of them are praying that they will reap the fruit of their labor. How do you want to, when you use course, how many, if they calculate the number of course you've used for the child, I'm sure the calculation will be like 4 years out of the number of years that the child has used. By the time they calculate it, the cost is more than the blessings you've given. So verbal abuse, routine labeling, you are humiliating the child. You don't know absence, you don't know this, you don't know that. Is that not your this thing? Is that not your classmate? Is this not this thing? Is it not this one? You are comparing and doing also. The child would not self-confidence. The child would lack self-confidence. Yes, the self-esteem will be brought down. It will be low. So you are terrorizing or threatening. People that are terrorizing or threatening their children, you can make them come down with mental health issues, anxiety disorder. There's something they call post-traumatic stress disorder, when people face some kind of trauma in their life. You understand? True. Next slide, please. So there can be excessive or extreme unconstructive criticism. Nobody is saying you shouldn't criticize your child. There's room for criticism. Yeah, but it should be constructive. There's a way you go about criticizing your words. There's a way you should go about criticizing your no, you didn't. You shouldn't have done it this way. You didn't know that you are mad, you are stupid, and all of that. Or you didn't this one. You start shouting, you start yelling. So playing favorites for those that have many children. This one, the older sibling already knows. This other child is whatever the mother is, whatever the child wants. That's what the mother will do. Or this one, this whatever the child wants. That's what we'll do. What would you think? What do you want the child that considers this or herself the one that's not the favorite? How would the child feel? The child will not have confidence to do anything and all of that. So then it is what your children see. Like I said, these children, they emulate whatever they see adults doing, parents. So it's what they see. That's what they will emulate. So for those who are coming from dysfunctional home, whose parents are always fighting tooth and nail every day, this one, they're always having issues. It can affect the academics. Not just academics, it can affect the mental health. The time the child is supposed to be reading or the child can't even concentrate, it's always your yelling, it's always the father and the mother arguing, always throwing this one at each other, always doing this one. The child cannot be stable mentally. That child cannot be stable mentally. Next slide, please. So what are the signs to look out for? As parents, as caregivers, as teachers, what are the, because this also concerns teachers. When the child is in school, the teachers also might be able to notice some things. What are the signs they should look out for? They should look out for changes that last more than a few weeks, such as mood changes like persistent sadness. You are just seeing the child is always sad. They are cracking jokes, is not laughing. Persistent sadness, feelings of worthlessness. The child may even be saying, well, I'm nothing, and all of that. Feelings of guilt, increased anger. Any little thing, the child is flaring up, the child is angry, is throwing this one, is throwing down. Definitely, something is probably going on, yes, that the parents will need to pay attention to. So there can also be increased risk-taking behavior. They begin to take someone that is so shy and all of and is taking some risk. Something definitely must have gone wrong somewhere. Or self-harm. You would see children that will come to the hospital that they've inflicted injury on themselves and all of that. Look at the home. They may likely be coming from a dysfunctional home where the family, where the mother, the father, they are not in good terms, they are yelling. These are things that affect the child's psyche. So when there's withdrawal from friends and activities, someone that is usually playing with the friend and then all of a sudden for some days, for some weeks, is just cut off. He doesn't want to play with anybody. He just wants to be left alone. Understand? So when there's changes in eating or sleeping habits, the child is not able to sleep well at night, is awake. The child that is sleeping well before, all of a sudden the habit has changed. So what should teens or adolescents do? Here now, we're talking about what teens themselves, those that are going through all of these things should do, what the parents should do, or any other caregiver or the teachers can do. So as a parent, you should listen to your teen without filtering their experiences through your own. What that means is, you may say, when I was your age, what is all this one? What is this one? When I was your age, we didn't have all of this now. What do you mean by you are going through this, you are going through that? Don't just, how do I say it now? Don't
quickly discharge this.
Exactly. So acknowledge their emotions, validate their emotions, rather than dismissing their emotions. That's what a parent or a caretaker, a caregiver, rather a guardian should do. Then let them prioritize sleep, balance diet, and stay physically active. All of this can help the physical and even the mental health. They should get lots of sleep. Let them eat well. When you sleep well, you eat well, and you are physically active, the body will be energized. Yeah, so next slide, please. So in conclusion, we'll be talking about, we've been talking about health and safety for children, how it affects their health, not just their physical health, their mental, their social health. So because we are in the digital age now, children are exposed to lots of things. There are even people that are going through abuse. I'm not even talking about sexual abuse now. I'm talking about physical abuse. There are some parents that will kick their children. This thing, they give them knock, they blow them, they do also. They are doing WrestleMania with their children. So in this way, we should help our children to ensure a brighter, safer future for children to thrive. We should encourage them. And then let's work together to ensure that every child have the right environment to grow and succeed. Thank you very much.
Wow. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Dr. Anjorin. We have been listening to Dr. Anjorin. In case you just joined in, Dr. Anjorin is a pediatrician, is a specialist in this area that he has been speaking to us. Hallelujah. So he's very passionate about this job. He is currently working as a pediatrician in the Lagos State General Hospital. He's passionate about delivering high quality care to children and adolescents. So you've heard him, or you've been hearing him talk about adolescents and children. This is his area of specialization. Thank you so much for being here with us. We've really been blessed. I'm sure a lot of us here have questions We've been talking about children safety and awareness in the area of health, security, and advocacy.
Yeah.
And so, of course, Dr. Anjorin has taken his time to really pour out his wealth of knowledge. But we also have a second speaker who has been standing by on Zoom. She's connecting all the way from Abuja. And I'm also sure that we have many of our online followers also, or online brethren, watching to this program both on Facebook and YouTube. Please keep sharing it and let more people find the video. And those also watching us on Bright TV, I'm sure you have been blessed with what you have listened to. You've learned one or two things from what Dr. Anjorin has said. Yes, please.
Yeah, I want them to go to the last slide that's showing the advocacy group.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to talk about the first one, the Mirabel Center. It's in Lasups. It's been there for a while, quite a while. What they do is they advocate for sexual, gender violence. That's what. So anyone that has issues with gender violence, it's not just for children, even for adults. The father, the mother, sexual assault, rape, and all of that. They can get help in, especially the first center is in Lasups at Ikeja. That's teaching hospital, Lagos State University teaching hospital. Then the other ones are the other advocacy group for children that they can be able to reach out to. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Anjorin. We've gotten a lot of information from him. Let's take a short break and digest what we've heard. We'll come back. I'm sure you have questions. You can send your questions by SMS also to the WhatsApp number. You can send it by SMS or send it on WhatsApp to the number that will be displayed on the screen. If you have questions for him, he'll be glad to answer them if our time or as our time will permit us. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll be hearing from Mrs. Ibukun, who is joining all the way from Abuja. She is a security specialist and she'll be talking to us in the area of security. Dr. Anjorin didn't want to talk about that area because he's a specialist when it comes to health as a pediatrician. We'll be right back. God bless you. Thank you very much. Thank you. You did very well. God bless you.
singers like this. You have tried. You tried, yeah?
My name is Anjorin, and I'm singing Here For You. Title of my song is Here For You.
Alright. Are you ready?
I'm a daddy.
it affects intentional use to cause harm, and such harm could expose the children to so many negativity. Today in the country, we know issues of banditry, crimes, out in the web. Can you hear me?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. We can hear you.
Okay. So for the scope of my presentation this evening, I'll be looking at the introduction, a very brief one. I'll be defining some concepts. I'll also be looking at, I can see this. Okay, as a way of introduction, recall that today's world is getting more darker with evil, and children are falling into the hands of predators as prey. Then the issue of security and safety is not one man's show. It's everybody's business, and it should be emphasized. With modernity and modern technology, which has provided great opportunities as well as great dangers. Technology has provided opportunities such as it has created innovations. With technology, we have support for educational tools where children have benefited, like the 3Ds, which you can use to do your graphic and analysis. The AI tool can help you to do research at a very little time. You have gained so much you want to gain. It has helped workers in workplaces. It has also helped our medical and the health sector. Even online recruiters and online learning platform has been made easy with advancement of technology. That is a positive aspect. However, it has a negative impact, especially on the children. Normally, I used to target, I said, the children you see today, they are our eyes at our old age. And that is why those of us in the children here or children advocate, we don't joke with the children. Sometimes I tell my children, I say, it's not all about me now. No, it's all about you. My concern is you. My concern is not me. Normally, I told them that I am like, I have done my half. So when you are playing football, you say after the half time, you are doing the extra time. So some of us are like extra time, and the children are our priority. So this modern technology has also posed dangers to the children, dangers of cyber risks or cyber crimes. It has exposed the children to illicit characters. It has actually exposed the children to indecent behavior and indecent lifestyles. In today's digital world, most children are caught in the web of insecurity. And with this, there is the need to promote security awareness vis-a-vis advocacy to place proactive measures for the safety of the children so that we can have a secured society. Can I have the next slide? A simple definition. I was looking at how do I define this because of the category of persons I have for this presentation. So I picked the most simplest definition so that everybody will be at the same page. I said, what is security? It's simply a state of being free from danger, being free from fears, being free from threats, being free from risks. I went forward to look at some little types of security. Here I brought just 4 or 5. Physical security. Everybody have a house. And what you see in this our climate is that most of our houses have perimeter fence with concertina wires, with gates. Some of the houses have a halogen floodlight for brightening, especially at night. Some of our houses are opportune to have CCTV. This is just trying to bridge to protect our physical security so that the adversary will not be able to gain access. The same thing to cyber security. The cyber security is just protecting your data using, because today all the children, most of the children have Android phone. If you give a child these other phones that they call vis-a-vis palasa phone, a child will reject it. Most of the children are on internet. Most of the children do their assignments. Okay, you say I don't want to give my child the phone. When you come back from work, the first welcome will be, please, I need your phone. And when you ask, what do you need the phone for? The child will tell you, I want to do my assignment. Yes, it has a positive aspect for them to do their assignment. It's very good for them to get used to knowing how to use the internet at an early age. But the cyber security too has caused another harm. So the need for cyber protection. Personal security. The doctor made mention about some ways we protect our personal ideas. Personal security is key. Individual, you protecting your personal domain. What you dish out to, the information you give out is key to any other person. Maybe your parents ask you to go and shred or just pick up a paper and say, go and throw it away. The way a manner you throw that paper can make you or mind you. Somebody, an adversary, can pick information from there and make a track record about a person. So the information security and document security too. What documents did you show up? Today we are all happy, we are in the internet, we put so many things. Some of us put our addresses, some of us put our locations. When I leave Abuja to, for example, Maiduguri, somebody will be so happy and snap his or herself and send to the Facebook and say, I am in Maiduguri. You are just giving the adversary every record about yourself. Some of us are very, I will not say we are foolish, but some of us will even say, my location is ABC. You are giving the adversary a very clear information about yourself. So when, God forbid, the adversary want to locate you, it's very easy to locate such a person. And some of us are good in accepting people online. That is the cyber aspect. People we know and those we do not know. Sometimes I told my youths, I say, and teenagers, I say, you are always having spiritual friends you do not know. Yes. Who are your friends? My friend is not in Abuja. Where is your friend? My friend is in Port Harcourt. Yes, they are happy. I said, do you know the friend? He said, no, I don't know him or her. Then how is he your friend? We met on Facebook. Sometimes I always laugh when you say we met on Facebook. You know, please, there is need to protect our children. Recall that these children are actually small. I remember that Nigeria Child Act, the Child Rights Act of Nigeria, which was enacted in 2003, categorized child or defined children under the age of 18. That simply implies that from 17 downward are tagged under children. Let the 17 years be taller than I do. It's the age you look at. You don't look at the person's height. Let it be very fat. You don't look at the body built. You look at that age. Thank God the doctor is in our midst. Maturity. The age, the children get matured based on their age category and their exposure to help them. So the Child Rights Act have defined them to be under 17 downward. And if you have a child under that age as a parent, and how they said, no matter how your okra is torn, as the person that planted it, you should be able to drag that okra down and remove the seeds from there and go and use it. That is the essence why such okra or such plant is being planted. So as parents, we are only custodian and caregivers. We are custodian of God's heritage. The way a manner we protect them in times of safety and security is key. Next slide. Security awareness. What is security awareness? We say knowing potential risks around you and your environment either they are online or offline. The ability to recognize that there is a risk or there is a threat or there is danger. That simply implies that you are aware that there is a problem. Then when you are aware, your ability to put control measures or mitigating factors, mechanism, is also that simply means that you are aware there is a problem and how do I solve the problem? How do I get myself out of the menace? How do I get myself out of the danger? Then developing a security culture. Normally I like using culture. What is culture? Culture simply means the way of life of an individual. So what is a security culture? That security culture should be a way of life that at every time your goggle eyes is like an eagle eyes and your antenna is always at alert to your environment. You shouldn't just stay one place and you are not aware of your environment. No. As children, we must be aware of our environment. We must be aware of people around us. We must be aware of our school environment and home environment. Even people in the church, you must be aware. Then learn to have a good neighborhood. Next slide. And these are simple questions. Somebody will say, you have spoken something. What are the threats? What are the threats that children face in contemporary era? Cyber threats is one of the major threats children face. Why? Because the world with digitalization, every child have what I have here, an Android phone. Every child have a tablet. Every child visits the internet to do his or her own work. So the digital footprint we lived, the traces we lived on our internet through our posts, our messages, the comments we made, the likes and the dislikes whatsoever, they have a trace and the predictors can use it against us. Another problem is the online predictors, which I've earlier mentioned, then cyberbullying, or they're under cyber threat, online recruiters. Somebody will say, which kind of online recruiters? I can be recruited online for job, yes. The online recruiters we mean here is online recruiters that lure children to join violence extremist group. From so many activities we have done, we have online influencers that have influenced children, and most of them became, quote and unquote, the law have given them a little leverage because they are children. We tag them under victims of violence extremism. But however, you could be tagged under victim, but the effect of stigma, the effect of molestation, the adverse effect, the format of the problem is very difficult to erase. Except such children, we place them under psychosocial therapy before they can come back to normalcy. Then another thing that is trending online that is a huge problem is sextortion. Sextortion is the major problem we are facing. Recall that our children are still under the age of 17 downward. And these children, either knowingly or curiosity, they go and snap their naked pictures and send online. And these predators pick them and start blackmailing them and start collecting extortion from them. So it's a major problem. Then, of course, the problem of pornography. So that cause that we must watch and we must monitor the cyber world of our children. We must monitor their phones. We must be their friends. Just like the doctor said, if we are harsh to them, we won't get results. They are not going to say anything. But we need to be at par with them. We need to be friendly with them so that they can tell us things. The same thing to caregivers and the teachers, both teachers in the church or teachers in the school. They are also players, key players to this problem. The problem of sexual and gender-based violence is a very huge one, and it's a key one. I read this morning online, I will just read 3 of what I have here. Today news capture, 30th August 2025, Lagos State records shows 8,692 cases of gender and sexual-based violence Children, inclusive. I'll pick the second one. NDLEA arrested 1,315 drug peddlers. Children, victim of them. I'll take the third one. I just dropped 3 or 4 here. EFCC arrested 1,427 internet fraudsters, quote and unquote, Yahoo guys in Edo. Of course, we know that majority of them are teenagers and youth. Let me stop there. I have more in my database here, but let me just take these 3. So the issue of spiritism and ritual killing is also a threat. Harmful alcohol and drugs, just like the doctor have mentioned. Kidnapping for ransom, kidnapping and child adoption. Most issue we have in the eastern part of the country is baby factory. You will see teenagers, girls being coerced. Some of them are being coerced. Some of them, I don't know. Some of them, the quest of this money, you know, I need money. I want to solve the problem in my house. You are a child. Is it your responsibility to go and solve the problem of your parents? No. You are categorized under the Child Rights Act. Under 17, that was you are a child. It is not your task to look for how to feed your family. No. It is your allow God to do his work in your life. So most of them become victims. There are some of them actually from records. Some of them took themselves there. And they lure them into this. They use them to manufacture babies. Some of these children, of course, they sold them. It's a normal business. It's a security threat. So most of this factory leads to child rights violation, exploitation, and public health issues, which mental health that the doctor mentioned in detail during his presentation is part of it. Next slide. Can I get the next slide? Okay, this one I just try to bring a picture to give more clarity about the threat. Digital footprint, our posts, our pictures. You know, most times we are always happy snapping. Then we snap and send them. And see, I don't have problem if you snap decently, but I become angry when I see people like Victoria, people like Thomas, people like Peter, people like Teresa, which are tends to be Christian children, having a kind of very foolish pictures on the net. It becomes a problem to some of us that does so many research online. Now, what I have in the first picture is just a sounding ground that somebody have his footprint and record that is a sound, but the footprint could be traced. Now, talk more of where you have it on the internet, which is the second picture that shows that you have your Instagram, your Facebook, your Snapchat, you have so many of them that even they know more than I do as far as cyber issue is concerned. The children know more than we do. I tell us they know more than we do. That we cannot debate it. So whatsoever this we visited, some of us just see different app, we download it. Some of us get friends requests, we are happy. You don't even provide them. Your parents are not aware. You just accept, and it becomes a problem in the future. Next slide. The threat still continue. This is just a picture to show you predators, the cyberbullying, the sexual and gender-based violence, then the issue of kidnapping. The picture you have there, the young, fine boy trying to collect something, like a babe, from a stranger he or she does not know. They could use that one to lure children. Next. Yes, cultism. The picture of this young man is a recent one. I think this happened just last month where they are arrested. They are secondary school children. They are secondary school boys caught in the act of cultism. It could be very bad when we see that the category or the age of these children found in this kind of nasty thing are people we should expect to be the future of tomorrow. Then drug abuse. The reigning drugs we have today, it's just that the picture is not very clear. You see the young boys having a bottled water like this, or a bottle of Coke. I know some of you have seen them. A bottle of Coke pretends to be as if it's a Coke or Lacasera or Zobo. They are not. They are harmful drugs. They are mixed. Some of them are codeine. Some of them are shisha. We call some of them slow. When you go to Kanu and ask them, they have different nickname about them. They will tell you that this is slow. And when they take it, you see them really behaving slow. Their mental health, you see them behaving something different from. My anger is that you even see children that are Christians doing it. I was in Kanu one day for an activity, and the whole people that came to that hotel to swim and smoking this shisha also. They are boys and girls, young boys, teenagers and girls. And I told my colleague, I said, as I'm looking at them in that swimming pool, I said, I felt as if I should go and talk to them. And my colleague said, Madam, do you want them to call? I said, Madam, just leave these children. No. But I was just looking. I was so angry. I was curious. Yes, the ladies will come and greet me. Good afternoon, ma'am. I looked at them. That was what they did for how many hours? Till they took time, after they bathing, they smoked or something, they wear their clothes. And I called one of them. I said, you are not supposed to be here. I said, the way I saw you, you look like a Christian lady. And the lady said, mommy, it's so painful. Child trafficking and organ harvesting. Child trafficking is another thing we call the evil one child business. But recall that it's children that is affected. That's why I say children are caught in the web of insecurity, and they need to carry out stringent measures, and they need to really promote advocacy for our children. Next slide, please. Debate. I know most of us, I don't know if this era of children knows how to fish. Some of us have gone fishing before with some of our brothers, and we could speak about the way you catch fish. What you have in the first upper picture with a cycle is a hook. That hook is actually meant to catch fish. But in between the hook, there is something you need to pull that will attract the fish. We call it a bait. But that is an earthworm. So that when you put it in the water, the fish got attracted, seeing that earthworm as part of his food that he will eat, not knowing that the intention was to catch the fish. Now the second picture that has a triangle shows that the fish was able to eat the bait, and the fish has been caught. And that is the prey in the side of the predator. The last picture that have an arrow of the green there is the dove or a bird. I don't know. I don't think our children have this experience, but let me just explain based on experience. What you have inside that carton is like a bait. You want to catch the pigeon or the bird. So you have something like guinea corn, something that will attract the bird. The bird want to eat something. So when the birds look at it, he comes in, not knowing that you have set that carton as a trap. So the birds just go in to pick it. While picking it, there is a way, I don't know how to construct it again like before, but before you know, you just see a lock, and the bird is being trapped inside that cage. That is how the predators look at these children. Next slide. With so many baits. The baits used for children today are just what I just bring them as a picture. You see our children, they love chocolate. It's a very big thing. You see them eating fruits. Yes, if you look at here, you see fruits like berries. The berries, the apple, chocolate of different types. Then those that love money, you tell them what do they want to do with money, they tell you they want to buy something. I don't know why a child that doesn't pay school fees and doesn't pay house rent should be looking for money. So we have money too as a bait that the predators use. We have chocolate biscuits. For people like the teenage category, shawarma. You know, when they see their colleagues eating shawarma, they think shawarma is something delicious. I remember when I was small in primary school, when people are drinking, is it Capriso? Sometimes I'll just be looking. I say, when will I drink Capriso? So that brings us to to the tax of the parents. So when I go home, I'll tell my mother that I saw children drinking Capri-Sun, and then she will tell me, don't look at that Capri-Sun. Be interested in whatsoever we give you. Now tell me, what will they give us then? Don't laugh, Gary, sour Gary with granules. And because the woman will not want you to waste her sugar, she will not encourage you that sugar is not good, just like how the doctor said. Encourage you that she use of salt. So for me, I grew up taking Gary, sugar, and having pinch of salt, because I have been exposed that the salt, a pinch of salt, is much better than the sugar. That the sugar will lead you to stomach ache, dysentery, and ABC. There is the need for us to tell our children, this shawarma you are seeing, in fact, these are also junk food. I look at all this food here, there is nothing healthy here, apart from the fruit, they are just junk food. Then people like teenagers, they are interested in suya. In the north, this is what you shouldn't take from any Hausa man. If you take it, tomorrow it becomes their wife. By experience and by some empirical examples that we have seen. From some of our colleagues while we are in JSS2, as far back as JSS2, that lady, very beautiful, very brilliant. She followed somebody just because of suya meat. And I tell you, up to today, her destiny, she diverted, and her destiny never remained the same. It's not what, in fact, by the mercy of God, where some of us could stand, if we see her today, I don't think she can stand. So please, we need to let the children know these are just bait. They are using it to trap you. Just like we saw in the picture showing the fish and showing the birds. Next slide, please. Okay. Here's the same thing with the bait. Teddy bear. The way you could see teddy bear, it seems so common, but some of our children love teddy bear very well. It has been used to deceive those ones in the primary school. So please, as parents, let us teach our children to always manage what they have. Let us teach them contentment. I can't see this very well from my own side, but what this picture is saying is, this is a friend. She is unknown to the boy, but she's coming out to tell the boy that your mother sent me to pick you to the house of Auntie Jane that gave you the bicycle. Now, the simple question you could ask is, how did she know Auntie Jane gave the boy a bicycle? What? Did the boy got prior information from the mother that I'm sending somebody to pick you? That is another question. So we must give our children that orientation that on no case or on no basis should you accept information from anyone other than me. I have it as a principle one certain time in my house that even my sisters, when they come to my house, they will call my phone and say, Ibukun, I'm in your house. Please tell your children I'm around. When they were very small, I left it at home as a very tight principle in my house. I said, even though my sister, I kept it as a caveat, using my sister. I said, see, if I've used my sister, that is my blood, as a yardstick, so nobody. I said, even my sister comes, if you did not hear from me that open the door, do not open the door. So when they just peep by the window, I say, oh, auntie, you are here? Please, can you call my mommy? She's not back from work. You see them calling us. I said, I said, Ibukun, I'm in your house. Please tell them to release me at the gate. And it has actually worked by the mercy of God, not by anyone's power. Then our teenagers are also interested in phones. This is the problem we have today. And just like I said, during my university days, though the phone was coming earlier, do you know that I didn't know how to use phone till I finished university? Though that was 2004 or so. The phone was, I know I have a number without a phone. Then God used someone to give me a phone, and I now insert my number for a long time. But the children of today's generation will tell you, I need iPhone. The children of this generation will be telling you, I need Apple phone. Now, can we now see the category of phones they are calling? They are not calling the cheaper ones, so Apple phone. Even the workers, most of the workers will not involve themselves buying Apple phone because we are all aware that Apple phone comes with its own designs and its own complication. But the children will be telling you, I need Apple phone. So when they pray, so that these children, they know what the children want. So it's what they want, they use against them. So there is the need for us to expose the children to things like that and also put them in prayer. The next slide. Still on this, can you show me where the store is? The picture with the car. Somebody in the car calling again, can you show me where the store is? Yes, there is no problem showing you where the store is, but there is a problem. Get into the car, let's have a ride. Teach our children not to walk with visitors, with strangers. Now, in today's generation, not only strangers, it has extended even to people in your neighborhood. So the narrative has drastically changed, not only strangers. Tell them, do not attend to anyone without my own instruction. That is today's narrative. People in your neighborhood, you do not even know them. I kept saying you don't know them, you know about yourself. So you don't know them. That is part of the self-theory. You don't know them, you know only yourself. That's what the self-theory says. Not until God opened our spiritual eyes to know that people are not the way or the way we thought they are. So we must teach our children to be security conscious in their environment. Please, they shouldn't drive. I tell my children, anytime you are coming from the school, please trek. It's part of exercise. Take a long trek, it will help you. I say you are still in the category of strength. If some of our parents of 70-something can trek, why can we not encourage our children to trek? I say, and why trekking? Would you meet anyone that say, you say, Ibukun's daughter, come and enter the car. Just say, no, thank you very much. I'm just very close. I do that. I do that as old as I am in the workplace. If I'm trekking out, let me tell us a story. One time I was going outside my gate to go and get a vehicle, public vehicle. And the vehicle dropped an emir. They came for a meeting. And he quickly turned to me. He quickly turned his car. And he do the signal, the horn, and slow down. I said I should enter so that he can drop me by the entrance where I will get a vehicle back home. And I was shocked. Did I tell you I need an assistance? No. Did I also say, sorry. Did I also say, did you know me? No, but when I peeped through the vehicle, I saw that this is an emir vehicle. This is a traditional leader. So why should an ordinary me enter a traditional leader vehicle? So that calls for consciousness to me. And I told him, thank you, I'm just going here. I told him, I'm just closer. I'm closer to where I'm going to. I'm not really closer. My journey is still far. And I said, I'm just closer to where I'm going to. And I just kept trekking. Not until I saw one of my colleagues that, of course, we are colleagues. I said, madam, I thought you have gone. I said, yes, I've not gone. I was trekking to get a vehicle. And he picked me to the bus stop. So if at our age, we can still be looking at this and we are having a little consciousness and putting fear, please let us expose this to our children and tell them, not all that is glitter, that is gold. Next slide. What are the effects? Yes, just like I rightly said, one of the effects is stigmatization, stigma, and trauma. And I tell you, before this comes out of you, thank God we have a medical doctor. In our own place of office, what we do, even those that are victims of some of these crimes, like those that are victims of terrorism attack, and the children that have been coerced to join the conflict, to fight in conflict zone. When they are being liberated or when they are being delivered, we put them in psychosocial trauma process for help because children like that need help. And you know the effect is that when you finish all those processes and come back to the society, that is where the stigma comes. The society points a hand of accusation and say, did you know him? Did you know her? And as children, they have a kind of a low immune to accept disgrace. So all those things are key that we need to let our children, expose our children to it. Am I there? Hello?
Go ahead, ma, we can hear you.
Okay, sir. So, another aspect of it is that another effect, I'm not seeing my slide, but I'm trying to open from my phone. Let me see if I can quickly open from my phone. Sorry,
Okay.
I actually did not do a printout of my slide before now.
Can you see your slide now?
No, I cannot see my slide.
Oh, sorry for that small technical issue. And to those watching,
Yes,
we
don't worry.
can see your slide from our end here.
Okay, I'm there. Then I said the children are exposed to predators, and that leads them to identity theft. There are guys that if you go to the farm to work, their work is just to sit down with their computer from more 24/7 looking for victims. So those are the exposed to predators, and those predators use you as identity theft. Then I talked about addiction, like those into drugs. They become so much addicted, and some of them have mental issue and waste of time. I have a case of someone that was in 200 level University of Ilorin that is just roaming about the street because of effect of hard drugs. Yes, then the loss of privacy. How can you have privacy where every of your detail is in the Facebook? Every of your information is in social media. Once you click, when you are doing, I just saw a post this afternoon. Somebody was very happy. Even the parents are also victims. It's not only the children. The parents need to be aware. The parents post the daughter's birthday and say, "This is my daughter. ABC is the name. She lives in ABC. Today is her birthday." And I laughed. I said, "You see, awareness. You do not need to let us know who is your daughter. Just send the post and say today is her birthday. If you need people to congratulate and pray for her." Now, if I'm, God forbid, if I'm the prey, you have just given me the name. So I already have the picture in the internet, which I will just screen save. That is the digital footnotes that we have left. I will just screenshot. I keep it in my own account for saving. Then I already know her name. I already know her location. Then God forbid, what the bad guys will do is to trace her one day, and maybe the small girl is coming from school and just say, "No, Missy, how are you?" And she looks at me with a surprise. I say, "Have you forgotten me? Because that your birthday is today. Your birthday is always 20-something of, and you have just won the child." The child will say, "Wow, it's true. It's my birthday." And you have just created a loophole for the child, and the child will just succumb and say, "This person know me." The person might even go extra late and say, "I was also at your home for the birthday." And eventually such person was not even there. So all those little informations are key, and we need to expose them to our children. Then I say we are the children or such fellow is being exposed to ungodly content. Just like our doctor rightly said, I will not dwell much, because he actually touched the aspect of security while he was talking on safety. Illicit characters. Our children pick from what they see. You understand? Then most of them became dropout. Some of them through their actions, some of them through their inactions. Then I try to bring the biblical aspect of it. The Bible said in Romans 6:23a that the wages of sin is death. Some of them became victims, and some of them even died. Yes, died. So God will help our children in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Yes, and I look at it, I say, whose responsibility? The issue of security vis-a-vis the issue of safety. Whose responsibility? Somebody will say the children are always coming to Bright Creek Church. Pastor Gabriel and his team have work to do. Some people will say, I always send them to the best school. The teachers have work to do. So we say, I have caregivers. The nannies are there. Now we say security and safety is shared responsibility. Everybody have a part to play. The parents have a huge part to play. What should the parents do? The days of our parents, not today's parents, so today's parents, I kept saying that we are not serious in parenting. The Lord will help us to wake up from our sleep and slumber. The days of our own parents, where I tag that those were parents. The parents of Ibukun is the parents of Payo. That was what I knew I learned. I knew so many people, my father as a disciplinarian and a good teacher would go to their house and flog hell out of them when they do rubbish. And I knew so many people that when we are living the space of, some of us are privileged that our parents took us to church early in life. It doesn't mean we actually knew God early in life, but we were just following them to church. And there was one time in primary school, I did something bad, and someone said, even you, Obatomi's daughter, even you, do you know that word? I was in primary 6. That word was so touching. When I reached home, of course, I couldn't tell my mother something like this happened. But to tell you the length of those days' parents, the same person went home, because my own father wasn't around, he was in a course. The same person went home and he did this reporting. He reported the issue. And he said, I was so disappointed when I saw that your daughter was among the team while she was supposed to be in the class. Do we have such parents today? Such parents, we have a kind of laissez-faire parents that does not bother you, say, it's not my child. I tell us that it's your child. God forbid, when John Boone matured and the child, God forbid, became something else, they will come back to us in the society and haunt us. And that is why we start putting burglary proof in all our houses and putting CCTVs and putting that, because we have not done an impact in the life of the child. So it's actually a shared responsibility. I said, teach children privacy, teach children security comes from God. Let them know that security actually comes from God. It's God that keeps everyone secure, but they have to do their part. Encourage the children to be open-minded and communicate, just like the doctor said. If we are close to them, they will tell us so many things. So we must learn to use the carrot and stick approach. When we are always using the stick approach, you fold the child back to his shell. And the child, you won't hear anything. I promise us, the child will not have confidence in us, and he will not see or she will not say anything. And remember, Proverbs said that we should train up a child in the way he or she should go. When he or she is old, he or she will not depart from it. So I make a caveat here. I say charity begins at home, but does not end here. So the children themselves have a huge role to play. What is the role? The child will say, what is my role? I'm just a child. Do I really have a role? Yes, children, as you are listening to me, you have a role. Be careful with what you share or post, either online or offline. There are some information that we are happy, we just say it anyhow. Now you do not know who hear that information, pass it. It's just like a chain, a value chain. So somebody would have gotten that information and pass it to A pass it to B pass it to C. It's like that. So we must teach our children to be careful and to be security conscious, even in terms of their communication. Then the children should mind their friends and listen carefully with full enthusiasm to the debate the children make. So in this other point, I'm going to make reference to the debate of the children, because what they have was actually what I have in this slide. I was just very happy because it was as if I knew they were supposed to do something and we discussed. So in their debate, they made mention about the effect or the influence of peer group. Now, peer group influence is very, very great. Now, we must expose our children to reality of life. That is not all the friends. You see, some of them can come and lie to us, especially our girl child. I kept saying the girl child, they are like egg. Do you understand? They are gold, they are egg, and we have to be careful with them. Vis-a-vis the boy child too, but the girl child are more, they have more, they are just like you, they are fragile. So you have to be careful, and you have to speak to them more. The children, you speak to them more, but for the girl child, for me, I used to lay more emphasis. I always tell my girl child, I say, the beauty is not the beauty you are seeing today. I say, your beauty, I define beauty in my own perspective. I say, beauty is one, knowing the Lord, that takes you a beautiful person, is having a good and godly character, that takes you a beautiful person, then knowing your academy as a girl child, that takes you a beautiful person. That is my own definition. I say, least of this, just know that you are ugly. Forget about what you go and check in the mirror. For me, I tag it as deceit, because beauty fades away. So we must expose them to things like that. I hope I still have time. The role of the church, yes, the church has a huge role to play. Like what we are doing today, the Children's Weekend, I know I observed that for last year and still part of this year. Organized Christian events, counseling of children. Please, if we have not been doing it, just like we come for Thursday counseling, and all of us come with our problems, I want you to know that today children have much more problems than even with the adults, just like I rightly said. I said some of us are in our, we have passed the halftime, so we are in our extra time of life. But these children are our eyes during the old age. So the way and manner we throw them up, we speak volume to where we are weak. So we shouldn't joke with them. The church have to organize counseling sections where we call these children one-on-one and start hearing what they will tell us in confidence, which we guide them properly. Then we should encourage Bible clubs. I know the Bright Assembly Church is doing it very well, and most of the children churches, there's sporting activity. There I kept saying, teach children that their worth is in Christ and not on social media. Jesus Christ brings the beauty in the life of anyone. Then teach children, teach the undiluted word of God. You know, in this assembly, they don't joke with it. In fact, I want to bless God with that. You know, that undiluted word of God should be taught to the children. Then the society. Somebody say, yes, the society have huge function. The society must teach children morals, just like the parents too must teach children morals. Today's a teenager or a child, yes, 7 downward is categorized as a child. We pass an elder without greeting, and the elder will just look at the person and will not say anything. Please, let us teach them. We are also part of this together. Teach them to say, come, have you not seen me? Come back and greet. I say that to my children, not only my biological children, as many that have come across. I'll tell you, come. I should greet you, right? I say, good morning, ma. I'll say, look at your head next time. Because during our days, when we see the parents coming from market, irrespective of who the parents is or coming back from farm, for me, I know I have that training and have done it times without number. I still do it, even at this age in my workplace. I do it. If I see a superior boss coming, or either the mother, a woman, or the male, you see me going back, I want to go and take his or her back to his office. And you see them say, no, Mother Ibukun, no, don't do it. Because I'm used to that kind of, for me, I'm used to that kind of training. But today, those days we help our parents to carry load. And I remembered one woman that used to come from market. If we see her, we run to go and carry load. She will see her tired with her load. You have given a relief. And anytime we go and drop you, say, my daughter, God go bless you, yeah? God go bless you, you know, go suffer. She used to say, God will give you good husband. We could be laughing over it, you know, we laugh over it. We didn't know they were actually prayer, though, as I was controlling. I didn't know those things are actually prayer. But I knew that the training my own parents gave was that if, God forbid, my father caught you in that act, citing a senior person or an aged person coming, and you saw the person without carrying the load, my brother, that is, you'll be praying to die as a solution. I never knew, but just inculcated a seed of blessing to us. So please, those things are key. Let the society to promote early warning sign. Early warning sign. Those days, the parents may not even know that his or her children have grown to puberty, just like the doctor said, and start having boyfriend. It is another mother or another parent that would have seen the area he or she is going to, that we call the attention of the parents and say, I saw your daughter in this vicinity. Call your daughter to caution your daughter. That's why I say, see something, say something. That is what the society should be doing. Teach the children the truth about reality. Then as a child or as the children, you can say, what should I do? What should I do? Yes, we have so many things to do. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 1 to 3, make us understand that children obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. So that is a command. Now it is right. Now it did not really stop there. It argued that children should honor their father and mother, which is the first commandment with a promise So that commandment came with a promise. And when you look at the chapter, verse 3 of it, it says that thou mayest prosper. So it's a blessing. So children need to obey God and obey their parents. Children need to control their desire. 1 Timothy 6:6 says, godliness with contentment is great gain. It's when we do not control our desire, we see chufita, and we'll be looking as if we've not eaten it in our homes. We see chicken, or we see the junk food, shawarma, and we thought it's something enticing. But with the mercy of God and knowing God early in life too is key. So we must encourage our children and tell them about God. So children, what should I do? Another thing you should do as children is to know God early in life. No one that serves God early in life that have a regret. No. And that was what for me, that is what I normally tell my children. I say, please, and my prayer for them is, God, please, let these children know you early in life. Just like one of my slides says, security itself is from God. Then we must teach them security culture. They must be cultured. We must tell them not to attend to anyone without hearing from the parents, caregivers of guidance. If you look at the slide 10, we have something on that. And do not share information about yourself, about your father, your mother, your siblings, irrespective, quote and unquote, especially to people you do not know, and irrespective of even the person. Irrespective of the person. I remember when I was growing from my father's house, my siblings will say I am very secretive. Yes, it's actually true by my own nature. I am. Maybe that's how God created me. But with time, when they knew that that is my life, that is a lifestyle, that is my own nature, they are not bothered about my problem. They just leave me. And most times, for me, it has helped me. It has helped me. So before I will tell you that ABC is happening to me, it has materialized. Then I'll just tell you that it was on the pipeline, this and this. So for me, I have it as a nature though, but I'm not saying somebody else should have it like what I just read. That's how God created me, but somebody else shouldn't have it if that is not how God created you. But quote and unquote, we must be cautious. Prayer is the key. We must encourage our children to pray, just like we are doing in the church and in all our families. We must encourage our children to be prayerful. Be mindful of what you share. Yes, I've said it. Document information, we have said it. Then, our decent lifestyle and moderate life is key. When I was growing up, I have a friend that told us that her mother is a very big woman in terms of business. In fact, that was the first time I heard business tycoon, that word, tycoon. So I was so eager and curious to see this business tycoon. And lo and behold, and I told her that I am a daughter of a petty trader. And also, I just told her, I told her about farming, because we actually farm a lot while growing up, and I picked interest in farming. So I told her about some farming we did, how to plant, how to fry gari, I was just saying it. So she looked at me and she said, wow, she's a daughter of a business tycoon. So that was curious, was just flowing on my head. And one day, my mother sent me to Kaduna to go and purchase something for her in a market. We call it Central Market. So I entered that market. I saw my friend. In fact, my own petty trader better pass her own. She saw me. She was so shocked. She was so ashamed of herself. I didn't remember that we ever had this kind of conversation before now. And she called me and she said, that thing I told you that time. First, as you have to step up, that's why I say my mother. And I was even happy. I was happy seeing her. I was happy that they said similar thing to we sell at home. So I was very happy. In fact, I thought that I went to buy some things from their shop, not even minding my mother's customer. All those things. I said, I'm going to measure from you people since you are my friend also. But she was so ashamed of herself. So we should let our children to live a decent life, decency. Be proud of who your parents are. If they are farmers, be proud to say your parents are farmers. When I was in the university, one of my roommates used to say, I came from a poor background. And I told her that is not good, it's an aberration. I told her you did not come from a poor background. I told her that your parents were able to send you to school, so your parents are rich. So we must build that confidence in them. We must let them build a self-esteem. Yes, let me use that word, self-esteem to our children. That will really help them. Then practice cyber hygiene. Our doctor mentioned it. Cyber hygiene is good, so I will not speak on that. Then the last point is very key to me. Speak out and shout out, especially children that are victims. We call them victims of rape cases. Most times we don't speak out. Some things are happening. Like one of the slides we saw that a matured hand was trying to drag a little child for sexual molestation and sexual abuse. Please, when encourage these children to speak out, encourage them to tell their parents. I encourage my children. I say, when somebody look for your trouble in school, don't fight back. Just go to the school authority and report. Me, I've given them that as I said, just go and report. I also on the ground, I monitor their activities in school. I will call the teacher and say, my daughter brought a report on this. I will ask the child. I did 4 years follow up on whatsoever they let me know. I said, go to the school. Then when they come back, I'll say, what did the school say? Did they call the person? What did they say? Say, they've not said anything. I said, okay, no problem. Just be careful. Don't look for any person's trouble. Don't insult, don't abuse. But if such senior comes again and do that, report to the school and tell them your mommy is aware or your parents are aware. So those things will build the child confidence. They will be very bold. That is their self-esteem to speak out. So please let us also as parents speak out. Most times we don't speak out issues like this. A way forward, part of the way forward is spiritual teaching. Accompanying spiritual teaching and digital safety and security awareness is key. Then I said the parents, both the parents, the children, the teachers, the church, the society, formulate what we call the social structure. And in the social structure, everybody interdepend and interrelate with themselves. That gives us a shared responsibility. If one among the social structure is faulty, it's just like a system. If you look at our body part, it's a system. The eyes is very important to the leg. The leg is important to the digestive system also. God forbid there is a failure in one of the systems, you will know how important the leg is, or how important the ear is, or how important the tongue is, or how important the hand is. So it's a system, interrelate with each other and interdepend on each other. That is how the society view us as a system to protect the children the Lord has given to us. Recall, God himself will ask about those children from us. In conclusion, we say children's. Am I with you? Can you hear me?
Perfectly, we can hear you, ma'am.
Okay, sir. In conclusion, we say children's security is everybody's business. A careless post today can cause danger tomorrow, and we will not like it. The society will not, God himself will not be happy with us if we refuse to do our own aspect of advocacy. Then we have it here that with biblical guidance, parental love and awareness, children can use technology wisely and stay secure. Then I want to share, it's not on my slide, but it's on one of my pages, the advocacy that we have done in our place of work to promote children. If there are issues, the area we say children and parents should speak out, we have the feeder lawyers. When you go to feeder, that is Female Federation of Female Lawyers. They have a strong body. We have worked together with them and they have handled cases concerning sexual and gender-based violence, especially the ones that people are victims and they have given them justice. Then we also work together with our international partners on gender and child, especially gender and children used for armed conflict. We have a project we did with our international partner, which we call for Action. gender and children desk. So we now have gender and children desk in all the security formations as far as Nigeria is concerned. If you go to the police, they have that desk. Even the armed forces have that desk. Should there be issues like that, then please we should endeavor to report. Then this continue enlightenment and awareness on security issues as it concerns the children is key. So the church shouldn't play with it vis-a-vis the parents and the individual and society. I think with this, I've come to the end of my presentation. I want to say thank you very much for this privilege to be online with you people, and thank you. I want to thank the General Overseer, Pastor Moses, our daddy, Pastor Moses Alu. I want to thank Pastor Olumide, my pastor, my brother. I want to thank Pastor Gabriel. Pastor Gabriel is a pastor, he's a brother. I want to say thank you for all your team and for giving me this opportunity to speak. Thank you very much, as I wish us a wonderful Children's Day celebration. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma. Wow. 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 Beautiful, beautiful indeed. Mommy Ibukun, we truly appreciate you, Ma. The church truly appreciates you for taking your time to share this knowledge with us. Indeed, Pastor Moses is really, really grateful for this. Like I said, all of this happening today is Pastor Moses' own way of giving the parents and the children opportunity to gain knowledge. And once again, we thank you, sir, for this opportunity. And I want to thank our doctor who has been here also.
Thank you for having me.
I know there are a lot of questions, and we've been sitting here for roughly 2 hours and some minutes, sitting here hearing these conversations. And so if you would allow us, would only take one question for each person if we have that time. But like we know, this information has been dished out today will certainly be aired on Bright Television, so more people can will constantly be aired on Bright TV, so more persons can be blessed by it. But let me give the room for one question, just one question for our doctor, and we'll take that question from the back audience, our teachers who have been listening also. So one question for our doctor, and then one question for mommy if she's still online with us, and then we'll allow others sending their question. I'm sure the doctor can always answer even if it's offline. Okay, let's hear from us.
All right, God bless you. We are really blessed to have been part of this this great talk. Thank you very much, Dr. Anjorin, and also Mrs. Amomi Ibukun. We are really blessed. So listening to this, we have learned so much, and I want to share a question I have first to the doctor, Dr. Anjorin, and this is it. It's pointed towards puberty, and we know that it's at this point that the children are changing from children to adults. They are growing, so their bodies grow at different rates. You know, sometimes this body part is growing big, this part is growing small, and you look different than everybody. And so it can affect your social ranking amongst your mates. So this is where something like bullying may come into play, where they start to make you do things so that you can become one of them. So my question in essence is, how do you counsel somebody to, to survive this pressure, this bullying that comes, that makes them want to do things? It came from a situation I was aware of sometime, I think late last year, of a young teenager who, because of her shape, her size, had to start taking drugs and stuff to increase herself, So that's my question to you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for the question. Before someone will be able to overcome something like that, that's why they said what's that word called?
Self-awareness.
Yes, self-awareness, self-esteem. Self-esteem is very important. Self-esteem is very important. If the parents, if the teachers have been doing the job of teaching on self-esteem. There won't be any need for anyone to be able to be cajoled, or it will be difficult for the person to be able to be cajoled into doing what he or she does not do. And all of that still boils down to the person. Although your teaching as a parent matters, even as teachers, but it's what the child knows that would at that point be able to help the child. So it's what you tell your children, it's what you communicate with them, it's what you teach them. It's about the upbringing you've been giving them. That's what will be able to help the child, help them at that stage.
It's like puberty is like a very serious change that happens with every child.
Exactly.
And sometimes most parents, this is not a question because I said one question, but then most parents miss it when it comes to their child's changes in puberty or during puberty, especially those who are not aware. And then they maybe think that the child is just acting up without knowing something is going on. So indeed, you are right that this education is necessary.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm holding myself not to ask a second question.
No, you are very free to. You are free to ask.
All right.
You have to re-echo it. You have to re-echo it every now and
it's
then.
something you have to. They call something learning and relearning. Learning and relearning. So
learn, you relearn.
Exactly.
Learn, you relearn. All right. If you have questions for Dr. Anjorin, you can still send them, of course, to our WhatsApp line, and we're sure that Dr. Anjorin can answer those questions even offline. But just because of our time, we'll take one question now to Mommy Ibukun, if she's still online. Can we confirm if she's still online with us? And then maybe we'll have one question to her, and then we can wrap it up. All right, Mommy, you're still with us. One of the teachers at the back end here has a question for you.
Okay. God bless all of us. God bless you, Ma. I really enjoyed the discourse that we've just had. My question is in the lines of child security aid for parents. It's what organizations or platforms can parents subscribe to, that will help them to stay exposed, or informed about child security issues. Help them to take, to track their children's security, both physically and online, to be able to ensure that they have a good handle on, what is going on around their children in the area of security, and also be able to get early responses, in case there's a security issue, that happens to any of their children. Are there any such organizations or platforms that parents can subscribe to, that will really provide all these services to them? That's my question.
Okay, we're not able to hear Mommy Ibukun yet. Okay, just a small.
Okay, am I okay?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Go ahead, Ma. We can hear you now.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Let me still add to what the doctor have said concerning is the question asked to him. It's just for us to encourage our children to build their self-esteem. Very, very important. Then the issue of opening up always is key. I recall that when I was in SS2, I was very slim when I was growing up, because my dad is tall, so we are tall. I kept telling people we don't have short people in my house. We have height, but I was very, very slim, very, very slim. So I have that bully, and I grew up in a place that, because of the insults and the bully, I have to learn the language. That was what interested me to learn the Hausa language. And these friends of ours, this classmate of mine used to call me Logoni Pitila. So Logoni Pitila, when I have to make inquiry, means the thread in this thread in the lamp, is slim. The thread in the lamp. That was the insult. So when I got to know the insult, There was also something I have as a defense. I can't remember now. So when they called that, I also have something as a defense. But yes, as a response to their insult. So I wasn't bothered. And another thing we need to do is just for the child to speak out and to seek counsel. So those counsel will help us. That happens to one of our girls while she was in the school. Anytime she's resuming, she was scared of resuming, and luckily God joined us with one of the guardians in the school that helped her. And when we saw that we wanted to change you, that you have said you have suffered too much in this school, let's change you while in SS class. She said no, that I've endured, I have some years to say that I can withstand. By then she was a senior, but before, during the junior class, God have to leave that man to help her, and he was like a guardian. Having said that, to my question, yes, for the country, Nigeria, we have what we call the NCCC. Let me just explain it. NCCC. So, National Cyber Security Coordinating Center. In line with NCC, they work hand in hand to coordinate everything on cyber security. And there are some things, maybe Pastor Gabriel too should give you my phone number, so that there are some things I wouldn't want to speak out, because I am not only on live, it's streamed and it's recorded, so I'm being careful. But a lot is doing. Then we have some NGOs. I don't have their names now, but I can give you 2 NGOs. We have some international partners that can help. UNODC, United Nations Office of Drug and Crimes. They have been a very good partners. Then the remaining are you with me?
Go ahead, man.
Okay, so the remaining national agencies for the country that are NGOs that can support the plight of child, I can give you before tomorrow. But I just want to mention those ones we work with. But however, every law enforcement agency, just like I've rightly said, have a desk on gender and child protection. It's a special desk. This project was done far back in 2016, and some of us were privy to be part of those that even have not only a working document, we also added to a training modules on this document. And through it, with the Child Protection Act, which I quoted 2003, it has so many punishments for those that violate Child's Rights Act. The problem we have as citizens is that we don't report. Then the problem we also have, I will not say a problem as parents, everybody you don't want your child to be that problem of stigma. You don't want your child to be a pointer. Then monitoring your child on internet also. See, let me tell us the reality. Because of civilization and the technology era we are, these children will always have phone. If you like, take phone from them. But we take your phone and do their homework. What we need to do is to control that doctor said. Control their usage, their time. Know when they should have it. Please we shouldn't allow them to have the phone and sleep all over. When you are sleeping as early as 9 o'clock, if you can just wake up, put it as a practical and monitor it for a week. If you wake up 2 o'clock, from 12, your children are with their phones, so that is just the reality. That is the reality. They are with their phones, searching whatsoever they could search, either good or the bad. And recall that what we have most, what they do most, looking at statistics that have been proven, the ones without matured mind, the ones that are not godly, they look at the negative aspect of it. And there is a contamination. So we can control it. Then you can follow them, you can be their friends. Be their friends online. Let me also let us know that they have different names. Remember, they are teenagers, they are teens, they are, yes, especially teenagers and teens. They have so many accounts. If you follow them today in account number 1, because they have so many accounts. So when you follow them in account number 1, and you come like maybe sometimes, someone like me, sometimes I may be a little hot and just come and throw smoke. We say throw smoke or throw fire. They will leave you. They will take you off of that account and open account number 2, where you will not be part of them. So it is advised from specialists, child specialists, to follow them Then when you follow them, you are keeping track record of every of their posts, you are seeing it, you are keeping track record, then call them in love. I think Doctor made mention of constructive criticism, which I love that word. So call them in love constructively. Recall that your era, our era is not this era. I kept saying it. My own era, you dare not see. I have a culture of, if you are not in church by 6 o'clock, you've taken night food. By 7 o'clock, you have prayed. 7:30, you're on your bed. That is a principle. Whether you are sleeping or not, remain there till when you sleep. You cannot gain it this era. That's just the truth. So we have to adjust and look at the trend and follow it with wisdom. However, God is the principle and is the baselines. So we tell them about God as the baseline. And we parents, we have to put our knee on ground and pray very well. I don't know if I've answered your question.
Thank you very much.
For other things I would have wished to say, I can accept you. Just take my number from Pastor Gabriel. I will say it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, ma'am. We truly appreciate it. Thank you. God bless you. We really appreciate the time taken to speak to us and answer questions. And really, to all our online worshippers and those following, we want to appreciate you for the time also taken to hear from our doctor and mommy. It has truly been a blessing to us here in the studio. We really want to appreciate everyone that has been connected, but we must let us go now. We must let us go to go and prepare for tomorrow's service. There's a sister who is with the mic who is feeling. We're talking about child safety and security. Maybe she's a child, she wants to say something that needs help. So let's allow. All right, so that will be the last question. Let's hear you style.
Okay, thank you. God bless you. And I really gathered a lot from this session. So my question is this. Now, a lot of children are being given screens to help the parents cope with managing their children since they are not really available. So I'd like to ask, what age is the appropriate age to introduce your children to screens, devices, tablets? And also, what can parents do as an alternative to these devices to keep their children also entertained and also keep them learning continuously without enforcing the cocomelon and the mindset of this child has to watch this thing so I can at least rest for this period of time? And then, because I've also noticed that ADHD is now a thing that is rampant in our society these days. A lot of people can't sit still, their attention span has reduced. And I also know that it's also a product of this introduction to devices at young ages. So how do we combat this particular problem? And when can we introduce our children to screens? That's my question.
Okay, that question is to the doctor?
Yes, to the doctor.
Okay, thank you. I think I made mention of something about screen.
Yes.
Maybe it's in the background. Well, what is agreed is 2 years and above. So before age 2, it's not advised that children should be exposed to screen. And then even the exposure, you have to give a number of hours per day, or let's say in a week. Then to combat the second question you asked, it's not just screen that can, it's not just what they watch that can help them. There are learning aids that people can get, books. There are lots of bookshops that sell books that are in printed formats.
Yeah.
Yes, even in the diaspora now, before 2, I don't think before 2 they go to school. They don't go to school. It's home teaching they usually do.
You
homeschool your child.
You're like 5, 6.
Exactly. It's in Nigeria that we're always in a hurry to
wear school bag.
Honestly, it's yeah. But usually over there, before 2, you don't have any business being in school. Usually they will do home learning and all of that. That's what they do. So you can get learning aids for your child. There are books that have pictures and all of that. Those are alternatives. Of course, if you also know some of these songs, you can also sing it to the rhymes and all of that. They don't necessarily need to watch it on the screen. as a parent, I have a child, I have a 2-year-old, so I know these songs. I also sing it to my child. It's not every time he has to watch the screen, but you need to limit the number of hours. But it's generally believed that before 2, they shouldn't watch the screen. I don't know if I answered your question.
Wow, what a week of engaging with children and learning about children. Indeed, parenting is serious business. Parenting is an intentional work, intentional task. And not everyone is given this privilege. And if God has given you this privilege to be a parent in any form, then you must wake up to this reality. Just as Mommy Ibukun said, parents of this generation, of this time, needs to wake up. We are sleeping. The parents of the past did their job. We must wake up to our responsibilities. And the doctor said, yes, even as you are waking up to your responsibility, remember that these children are fragile. So the way you go about it matters a lot. And don't waste time in taking care of your children's health. A lot has been said today. You need to go back and do a rebroadcast or do a recap or rewatch if you missed any part of it. I would advise you to rewatch it and learn from these experienced people that we had here in the studio. We've had Dr. Anjorin here with us. He has been here. He's a specialist, a pediatrician, and a specialist indeed when it comes to children, taking care of children or young adolescents. And we also had Mrs. Ibukun, Toyin, who is also a security expert, and she has given us our own side of this education. Indeed, this was education. We had real education. And we want to say a big thank you to Daddy, Pastor Moses Alu, who also gave the room for this, the platform for this, and to all our sponsors in the Bright Television. We want to appreciate you. Your money has not been wasted. This Children's Week has been broadcasted to the world, and every child has connected and they have been blessed. We've had Gombe Church following, we've had Plateau Church also following, we've had Taraba Church, we've seen the church in Kaduna, the ones in Abuja. We've seen our children, online children scattered all over the globe, in Spain, in Greece, in France, in Sweden, in Finland. Many of them connected, and they have been blessed, richly blessed, and fired up again. We want to appreciate you for this opportunity you've given us by your support and sponsoring the Bright Television. May the Lord bless you indeed in the name of Jesus Christ. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow is a special service. Tomorrow is our Thanksgiving service. Please don't miss it. You are going to see the children again in their own style. Please make sure you're there. Make sure you're here early on Sunday. You don't want to miss any aspect of the service. We'll begin from 9 a.m. The children will be blessing us. Make sure you're there. It's always a blessing to see the children here in the Bright Assembly Church being used by God to be a blessing to our lives. And we've also had the church in Akwanga. They've been here with us physically. Their children's church traveled all the way from Akwanga to be part of this year's Children's Week, and it's been a blessing. Indeed, we can keep talking and talking because this has been a blessing to us. Teacher Grace, final words before we go.
From everything our doctor has said and also our mommy, I could pick out a lot of things. And I actually have a contribution in line to the questions that Teacher Ayo asked actually. That you can also introduce things that will involve their psychomotor skills rather than just keeping them engaged, only their eyes. Yes. So their hands too can also get working. So rather than, because they have all the energy, so they need to let it out. Mm-hmm. And if you don't let them let it out, it's like you are restricting them and you're not allowing them to be children. They are just children. So you have to actually get their hands working. You can get various materials from different children's stores, and then probably they get molding or they get creating some things.
Do some arts.
Yes. So yes, in contribution to that. And so far, so good. From all you've said, Dr. Anjorin, well, I've read now in my mind that palm oil is not the solution to all the problem. Anyways, so that's for sure, and I'll definitely tell my mom to at home. Okay.
All right,
And
thank you.
hygiene is for everybody. It is not one man thing. It is not just a child thing. It's everybody's matter. Hygiene is very, very important. It is very, very important. God bless you, Mommy Ibukun, and God bless you, Dr. Anjorin.
And God bless the Bride Assembly Church and everyone connected online. You remain blessed, Dr. Anjorin.
Thank you.
From our daddy, Pastor Moses, I want to appreciate you. Thank you very much for coming. Mommy Ibukun, all the way in Abuja, from our daddy, Pastor Moses, Alu, we want to appreciate you also for connecting and for sharing your wealth of knowledge. To the Bride of Christ worldwide and to everyone connected, God bless you. See you all in tomorrow's service, and shalom to the Bride of Christ worldwide. God bless you.